let's start over. What's up, Goth Gamer Nation? Hi, Jensen, you can get out of the way. What is up, Goth Gamer Nation? How are you doing tonight? This is the Wizardhole, Null York City Z-team. Let's go around, introduce everybody, and then I'll give you a recap of what we did last week.
Nice. I'm Lily Padula. I'm playing Bobbi Bobbiano.
I am Rosie Rosika. I'm playing Todd.
Yeah, I'm Magnus, and I'm all lies.
And then there usually is a Lancelot over here, played by Tyler Boss, but unfortunately, he couldn't be here this week. So you might have noticed that we aren't doing the camera switching that we normally do. That is, again, because Alec Lambert, DJ Grooming, is not here tonight. We love him. He passed away and went to go see a movie tonight, and also he's doing a show. So good luck to him. Break a leg. I love you. So, if you missed the last session, there was a big fight at the Wilson L train station, the one that has been decommissioned ever since the crash of 2032. So, the way it went down was this. The whole team was in a van. Freddie and Ruben were the two stooges that were assigned to help drive back and forth, as well as paint the van police colors. And they did a very bad job painting that van. They ran out of paint after they read the P, the O, and the L, and they ran off to go get more paint. That is around when Lies tried to hack into the Wilson L station in order to do some reconnaissance. And after investigating some devices that Todd had discovered the session previous, Lies did some tinkering and accidentally set off an array of mines. That's right, the devices were mines. This blew off the front of the Wilson L train, prompting Todd and Lance to get into battle. The fight from there was a little bit chaotic. It opened up with Lance firing a rocket launcher into the back of the station, followed by Todd immediately becoming paralyzed by Psyker in the station. The fight kind of went sideways from there. Lance was knocked unconscious after firing a second rocket, destroying a barrier the Psyker was using to protect themselves, and Todd broke free of their bonds and decapitated said Psyker. Meanwhile, Lies got into a big hack fight with the hacker and fried their brains. The end of all of this was two hostages being shot in the head by Lance, who was very upset because, as well as being gravely injured himself, his gun was very badly damaged. On top of that, the initial rocket blast killed a large number of what we now believe to be hostages, completely gibbed up and incapable of being identified. This brought everybody back to the van where Freddie and Ruben had done a bang-up job having gotten the paint. It took them a couple hours, but now the van looks exactly like a police van. Now, you might be wondering during all of this, where was Bobbi? Well, Bobbi is a contractor, Bobbi is a freelancer, was off having a smoke break while the grunts took care of the work. Lance, after depositing the bodies and all of the stray body parts, decided to go on home, mourn his gun, perhaps try to resuscitate it, do some CPR back at his apartment. He doesn't live that far away after all. And on the way back to his apartment, he passed Bobbi Bobbiano, coming back from the smoke break, coming back to the van. Lies, you're there. There is a trash bag full of body parts. There are also
Probably 2 or 3 trash bags full of body parts.
different limbs, various pieces, yeah. And as well as 4 actual bodies. Those bodies are the decapitated Psyker, the brain-dead hacker, as well as the 2 bros that Lance shot in the head. I should also state that, Lies, you discovered, probing through the hacker's cyber deck, you discovered that they are most likely members of a Spanish fascist party called Nueva Franco that went into an unsanctioned military operation in Melilla and killed a bunch of people and then disappeared. So, with all of that in the van, Freddie and Ruben feeling totally chuffed about their amazing paint job. Bobbi, you come back from your smoke break.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still smoking, but, you know, I walk up smoking another cigarette. Is anyone sitting in the passenger seat?
I think Freddie is sitting in the passenger seat, and Ruben, with the one good arm, is in the driver's seat. They're both, like, rocking out to no music whatsoever.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna ask Freddie to get out of the passenger seat so that I can get in there, because I'm not riding in the back with all that filth.
Freddie, of course, demurely moves out of the way for you.
So I hop right in the passenger seat.
Of course, I was keeping it warm for you. I was just keeping it warm, of course.
Thanks, hon. You're a doll. I give him a little pinch on the cheek, hop in there, close the door, roll the window down, and keep smoking my cigarette.
So there is no door on this side, so you're
cool.
Good.
Yeah.
You look.
I rolled the windshield down.
You rolled the windshield down.
So, shall we get going?
Yeah.
I mean,
Right,
Bobbi.
right.
Todd has a response to Bobby showing up again.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, Bobbi, you were gone for all of this mayhem.
I'm back, baby.
After you sit in the passenger seat, I'd like to approach from behind and whisper to you that I'm glad you're back.
Oh, baby, you got something on your cheek, and I get like a real wet thumb and just like rub some schmutz off
This
his
is
cheek.
very stimulating for Todd.
I mean, yeah, you were face down in the debris for a long time,
Yeah.
butt up for a while, so there has got to be debris up the walls.
I really
Right on the
I
cheeks.
went through more than I have generally to surf milady.
You did good, honey. Now get back in the back seat because your breath smells a little like
Yeah.
onions.
Oh,
And
I am so
that.
pleased by this encounter. I will happily.
So, Bobbi, do you have anything to say about these trash bags full of body parts, or is this just business as usual for you? You assume everybody.
Yeah, I'm looking in the back and I say, all right, yeah, seems like you guys cleaned up good. Yeah, nice job, team. It was a real good effort. Everybody did equal work here. I feel really proud of us.
I mean, as somebody who loves cops, and as you were, this was supposed to look like a police operation. This all looks like above board to you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Null York City.
Yeah, if anything, maybe
Yeah.
the body count's lower.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
really is.
Yeah.
So, shall we clear out of the street and eyesight?
You luckily only have to drive a couple blocks before pulling up in front of Victory Auto Wreckers. Freddy jumps out back and rushes forward and opens up a garage, and then with a lengthy beeping noise, the police car, backs into the garage of Victory Auto Wreckers, which is, of course, not suspicious or weird at all.
Yeah. By the way, can I make sure that any cameras don't capture us going kind of the last block and into Victory Auto Records?
So you want to do like a data, you want to check to see if there are cameras
Yeah.
around. Yeah, do data processing, logic, and software.
Perfect.
Five-
Perfect.
5 hits. Okay. Give me 1 second. I should have brought up my dice rolling app. Okay, yeah. There are an array of cameras. Most of them are the kind of like home jobs that are put in the front of buildings to look at people right in front of them, but you don't know what the angle is on them. If you want to try to adjust the van signature, just mask and shield the thing. Give me a sleaze plus code breaking plus logic.
6 hits.
6 hits. Okay. Yeah, you're no problem. Like whether it's being blurred out or a big black bar. How do you want to?
Well, that's the thing. So when we leave the scene, I don't want to mess with it.
Mm-hmm.
But once we start getting a bit away from the scene, cameras on one set to see it, and the other cameras on the other set not to see it.
Okay, that's not a problem. So you are now in the large garage of Victory Auto Wreckers. Freddy gets out front and closes the garage from the inside. You now realize that the Happy Birthday room from a long ago is connected to this garage. It's a very large room. There's a table where people are playing Magic the Gathering and dominoes, all sorts of birthday games. There was some pizza in the corner, some cake, and as the van comes in, a few of the other, subordinates of LA wander in, look at the van, and they go, "Oh shit, the cops are here!" Then they see Freddy and they go, "Oh." And unceremoniously, all of the people just knock all the pizza and magic cards and cake onto the ground, giving you a wide open table to place a bunch of bodies, if you'd like to.
Oh, well, we'll probably place the bags in the corner.
Okay, so you just subtly drop them in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. LA walks in sort of after this. Both of the cyberized pit bulls walking at LA's feet. Have you arrayed the bodies on the table? The actual 4 bodies?
2 principals are going to be arrayed on the table.
What are you going to do with the other 2?
I think we're going to gently prop them up on the side, like the others.
When you say prop them up,
It's like just
like they're clearly dead. You're not trying to
Yeah.
weekend to Bernie's them.
yeah. No.
Okay. So it's just like a pile of trash bagged body parts, and then also the
Yeah.
the 2 dead bodies just kind of propped up.
Mm.
Sure. They're kind of sloping onto one another and kind of in a crumpled corner. LA looks over there, looks at the bodies in the center. Todd, you wanted to do something?
I mean, I was just confirming that Todd was unseen during this encounter. And especially, he seems wary of the pit bulls, and I don't want to be registered.
So there was one moment where Todd accidentally turned off their stealth suit, if you recall.
That's true.
Your butt on the ground. And there were people kind of watching what was happening. But I think for the most part you were unseen. The other thing is you did photobomb the photo that somebody took with Lieutenant Commander Thomas Hanks, Lancelot.
That was
but it was
intentional.
just the eyes. So, so what you're saying though is you wanna stealth
I just
your way
want to
away from these
confirm
dogs
that
right
I am unseen by especially the dogs.
Give me a stealth check at -2 because your chameleon suit does not work against dogs. Dogs have pretty keen senses of, smell and whatnot, and these ones have olfactory boosters, just like Galahad in the 18 campaign.
Todd is proud to say that he got 7 hits.
All right, so these dogs, whether it's all of the treats in the plastic bags in the corners, or the 2 larger treats draped over those bags, or the 2 treats on the table, this dog is just ready to chow down on that and is not interested in the sweaty guy covered in debris in the chameleon suit hunkering in the corner.
It's
and no one else is really
pheromones. Excuse me.
LA looks at all the things on the table, looks at the people in the corner, looks at you 2, and then says, "What happened to the other 2? They get killed?" The whole premise of this job was you make it look like a kill team. Nobody gets killed. I see Hacker Boy, and I see my lovely Bobbi Bobbiano over here, but I do not see the shit lord or the fuckstick. Where are they at?
Well, our other friend sustained an injury and had to go home to tend that.
Okay, but he's alright.
He's okay. His foot's a little messed up, but we didn't want him, dragging his foot blood all over your lovely
You're talking about
establishment.
the tall guy who shot Frankie.
Yeah.
Frankie
So
waves again. His leg is still untended to and broken.
Yeah. So our friend's having some issues. We sent him home.
Yeah.
But
All right, that was
he's
Fuckstick.
fine. Yeah, that's Fuckstick. I don't know who's the other fellow you're
The
referring
sweaty
to.
guy that had the trilby and looked stupid.
Oh, him? He's
Yeah.
around here somewhere.
He's
I think
around?
he might be scared of your dogs.
Oh, okay.
Alright, I will voluntarily reveal myself. But I'm gonna do it in a cool way. I'd like to.
Yeah, what's the cool
I
way?
would like to attempt to reveal myself 1 foot away from her face, because she was my prior love interest.
And what are you going
But-
to do
His
with
face
that?
or my
Well,
face?
my true love is here, Bobbiano. All right.
Maybe.
But I would like to impress LA. Yeah.
Okay, can you roll me a stealth action and then give me 1 second? I need to adjust 2 things really quickly. The headphones over there are playing the audio from the stream, and it's driving me crazy. Let's go back to this. Todd, you want to appear a foot away.
Yeah.
I need a little more details. Appearing a foot away and doing what?
Well, as I was stealth to her and both her pit bulls, and she did not recognize that I was present, I'm hoping to appear like a foot away from her face. And the statement is, "Milady."
All right, can you give me 1 more stealth check, please?
That is without the disadvantage.
Yes, give yourself the 2.
I got a 7 hits.
Yeah, you appear right in front, milady, and LA blinks, takes a step back. The dog also does, classic dog being surprised things, kind of like lurps back, goes and farts.
Perfect.
Audibly. And then LA goes like, "Oh yeah, you're the other one. I don't remember what I called you. The other one was fuckstick. What did I call this one?
Dickhead?
Dickhead? Was that
Yeah.
it? Pervert. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to see you. You made it through. You look pretty good, a little dusty. You got some schmutz on your face." And then LA sticks their thumb fully in their mouth, rubs it along their cheek, and then kind of just rubs it down the center of your nose.
It's a woman after my own heart.
Yeah. But you look good. You got a little blood on yourself. That's I like to see that. So which one of you decapitated the broad on the table?
I think that's the sweaty fella right here.
Well, you see, it was the only logical course of action. She had put me on the ground, and we had to remedy that situation. So,
Well, I think that's very kill team like. That's good. And this one, and she flicks the face of the hacker. What happened to this one?
Unfortunate case of ice.
Oh, was that brain fry?
Apparently so.
She reaches forward and sniffs around the ear and goes, "Ooh, yeah, toasty. Smells a little bit like bacon. You want to smell this, Bobby?"
Oh yeah, sure. Let me get in there. Yeah, like the pinch out my mom used to make.
Oh,
Lovely.
yeah, beautiful. That's
Lovely.
good. Maybe I'll chop that head up. So, all right. She points at the hacker and goes, "I see some chrome on this one. This one, I don't." They say, pointing at Velasquez. "And what about those bodies in the corner? Please tell me that's shiny new cyber arms and legs that you already cut off. Took a little bit of cutting off from me."
Shall I give you a quick debrief?
Looks like you're trying to divert me away from the seminar. Yeah, sure. Let's do a debrief. Boys, bring in my patio furniture. I want to have a sit. And the boys come in and they bring out Frankie, bringing the Arnold Palmer iced tea, while everybody else brings a patio chair. LA sits in it, lounges, wraps the pit bulls, leads around the thing.
So,
goes,
not to bury the lead, these, presume you don't have much cyberware.
Which? The bags in the corner?
The bags in the corner.
You brought me a bunch of limbs that aren't cybernetic? What the fuck is that?
So we are fresh from the job, and I presume your approach might be in later the bury my body but I don't care where say, bury their body but I don't care where say, bury their body but their soul are going to live with God.
Is this a song? I don't know what this song is.
It's okay.
Are you trying to placate me again? Are you trying to divert from the cybernetic? Look, the whole deal we had...
Yes.
Oh my god, I'm getting a migraine. The whole deal we had was that gangrels are supposed to be organ leggers. That's what all the children's songs say. And I thought I was going to get a treasure trove. And I paid you guys an arm and a fucking leg to bring me cyber gear. And all I see is this schmuck who was brain fried having a single ounce of chrome on it. What the fuck am I paying you all for?
You paid us to bring you the bodies from the train station to here, and that is what we did. We didn't know what they had. You didn't know what they had. We killed the people that were in that train station, and we brought them to you here.
Can you give me persuasion plus charm? She goes, but we understood how I was going to make money back off this. That was part of the conversation. Obviously, this is a business deal. And I'm not saying it's your fault. And I don't think you had the time. It's not like I said you had a couple days and you come back, a few hours later. It's not like you had the time to cut up the bodies or do anything like that. I'm not accusing you of that, but you gotta understand I'm a little pissed off. Okay, sorry, give me a second. She reaches into her breast pocket and pulls out a small vial of something, digs in it with one long nail, takes a... Okay, focus, okay. Debriefing, right, that song, what was the name of that? I gotta look that up later.
Bury my body. It's a classic. The animals.
Okay, bury my body, good, okay. Alright, Frankie, remember that. Now keep the debriefing, please.
So I think we were all expecting a bunch of gangers, but it turns out that indeed there were only two professionals, two proper professionals in the underground station.
So who was all the bodies over in the corner?
So these bodies were their hostages, which they had rigged up with explosives.
And that's how they got blown up?
Yep.
What about these two? What got shot in the head?
Unfortunately, our companion misidentified them.
Why, unfortunately?
Because they are, in fact, civilians.
No, I think that's good work.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want them going around talking about this. We don't want people talking about abductions in the Myrtle Wyckoff DMZ. I'm guessing that's where they were abducted from?
We have footage of them being abducted.
That's beautiful. Okay.
Yeah, no witnesses.
Okay. So,
and we have indeed placed Null York City PD at the scene.
how'd you do that?
Well, our dear friend wore the uniform of the lieutenant commander of the DMZ headquarters.
The fuck, Six, that's not here?
Yeah.
You got proof of that?
Yep. We have a wonderful shot of him claiming credit in front of thankful crowds.
Oh yeah, and that's this guy's eyes back in the back there. Okay, I like that. That's a little Easter egg for the viewers who know what they're looking for. Everybody else will think it's some ghost or something. I'm into that. Okay, we can work what they placed there, but alright. Okay, I'm not happy, and I don't want to take it out on you, but let's just say this. If I'm not getting money off this, if I'm not breaking even, then I need to make sure this is airtight. How exactly did you place NYPD LLC at the place. Yes, I see there's some selfie photo taken here. That's one thing. What's to say some schmuck didn't just steal a uniform?
That is potentially it, but as I said, that uniform is pretty well placed there. And then the other thing is we want to release a beautiful video, like underground, like the real story about Wilson L, what really went down, and have a good recut of the event, which can then be leaked online and again lionize the NYPD.
How do you expect to do that?
Well, I do have a full recording of the action, and we can recut that slightly.
From where?
Beware on people.
Oh, okay. All right, that'll do something too.
Live eye view, live eye footage.
Okay, that'll do something.
But people will.
But what's going to happen when NYPD LLC says they don't have it? That no orders were given. It's not like who went in? Did you go in? I see you in this beautiful cop getup.
Oh, thank you so much for saying that. I was outside monitoring the perimeter, making sure that no one was coming around to interrupt our mission here.
Okay. All right, and what about you? Were you wearing that sweaty jumpsuit you're always wearing?
Todd suffering from a little lung inhalation. You see, Todd was put on the ground. Thank you.
Yeah, drink some water, Todd.
Time. There was some magical force. The head on the table.
Yeah, this one. She
It
pokes in the eye.
was really getting to me, you know, like.
But you weren't wearing a cop uniform.
They didn't see Todd.
So what it looks like is we had one police van, you looking around the perimeter, then we had this guy going there all super soldier style. You don't think that's weird? NYPD LLC doesn't usually just send in one guy.
There'll be two people.
Who's the second one?
He's going to be the because most of it is from his unit.
Okay, just people aren't going to see that one.
Mm-hmm.
And you know,
the other thing is, of course, we will display NYPD LLC in good light. They will like the exposure and publicity. It's not. They will not want to disclaim it.
NYPD LLC is part of the DMZ treaty. They're not supposed to be operating in the DMZ zone, so they're gonna deny the shit out of this, even if it's something else, right? LA rubs her head and says, "Okay, here's how I'm gonna get my money back. I like the underground idea. I like the selfie. I like that you stole real uniforms instead of going to Spirit Halloween like I kind of suggested. That was a dumb idea on my part. I'll take responsibility for that. I always take responsibility. But here's what I need. I need dispatch orders. Send it. Whoever the fuck this super soldier was and maybe one other person in that. I need them from that place. From, what is it? One Police Plaza, whatever the HQ is of their server system. I need you to go there. I need you to send dispatch orders. I need you to send dispatch orders yesterday. You do that, that's confusing. Somebody does a backtrack, try to figure out what really happened. That's enough, I think. It's not foolproof, but that's enough.
yeah, I mean, you know, the NYPD LLC might want to deny this, but, you know, we all know they operate outside of where they're supposed to. So, you know, we create some plausible deniability here. I like your plan. LA.
All right. And that's how you're going to get your money. I'm not giving you money till then. All right? Here's what I'll do. For my mistake in not understanding what's happening here, I will not charge you another day for the van, even though we are past midnight, and technically that means you owe me another $2,000. Stick with the first $2,000. We'll call it even with that first $2,000 on the ground, which I've already been paid. So, van's off limits now. This is our van now. You don't get the van anymore. I need ASAP you to go down there. I need dispatch orders saying, what was his name? What was the uniform? Who was it? Who was sent in? What was the uniform you stole?
I have his name noted down.
You've got it somewhere. Okay, as long as you got it somewhere, that's fine with me. And the other one, you're saying this one was also a soldier. You okay? You really were down on the ground for a while, huh?
It was the lieutenant. We got the lieutenant's suit.
Lieutenant. All right, that's good. If there's gonna be a super soldier, it's not gonna be a major, but a lieutenant. Okay. And then you were in there, and they're gonna say you were one, and then you were watching patrol, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so dispatch orders. 3 people. Maybe, just for fun, you make Ruben, and Freddy. You're a hacker, you were there, so what's that? That makes it, 4, 5, 6. 6 people. That's believable. Kill cam only pulls up 2. That's because they got super soldiers in there, right? Everybody else was there for cleanup. You get that, you get dispatch orders on that. Then I'll pay you your money. Because it's a fucking lot of money. And all I'm gonna make off this guy, she points to the hacker, I don't know. This looks like good chrome, but I ain't breaking even on this. Okay. We in agreement on this?
Alright, yeah, you know what? I think this is fine by me.
Okay. I need this ASAP. If not tonight, by, I don't know, 24 hours. I need it. The longer you take, the harder it is going to be to, like, drum this up, you know?
Makes sense.
Okay. So we good? You ready? You can get the fuck out of my, out of here? Because I'm, about to blow a gasket.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, boys. Get the saws, get the hammers. We're gonna pull out all the nails. We're gonna see what's in this guy over here. And, this one, I don't know. This, psych or whatever, feed her the dogs. And they all start getting to work. And LA takes another hit off whatever that powder is. It says, focus. And then, wanders in the back. You see them put on a welding mask and start going at it at one of the girders, making some art or whatever the fuck it is, while the boys start immediately chopping up the body on the table they were just eating birthday cake and pizza on.
Okay.
So what do you all do?
I think we clear out.
Yeah, I mean, let's go. We gotta. Time's ticking, friends.
Yeah.
LA stops and goes, sorry, lifts the thing up. One last thing. You're Italian. You got some ins with the police, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Let me say this. They have a beautiful tour of the main precinct.
Oh, fantastic.
I've done it before. Look, I don't want to tell you how to do your jobs, but seems like a decent way to maybe slip something in under the radar, right? I don't want any cops killed. I don't want any violence on this. I just want it done clean. They don't know what the fuck happened. You don't know what the fuck happened. Maybe somebody gets fired. You know what I mean? Maybe the AI fucked up. I don't care. But, like, clean, calm, stealthy.
Yeah.
Like this motherfucker. And points at Todd. I don't remember what I called you before, but, like, pervy fuck? I don't know.
When I don't have smoke poisoning, I'm very stealthy.
Yeah, as I noticed, you came right up in my face. And you said, my lady.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate the respect once again. I remember when you were kissing my finger for a long, long time. All right. I'm going back to welding.
All right, LA, thank you. It's been a pleasure. We'll see you very soon.
Yeah, you better.
Yeah?
You better.
All right,
So-
friends.
So, shall we find a place to confirm?
Yeah, absolutely. What time is it now?
So it's late, right? Like you stole the uniforms a couple sessions ago, and it was around like midnight, 1 o'clock by that point. So I'd say now it's probably 3 in the morning,
Okay.
which means like, are you all used to staying up this late?
Todd is.
Yeah, Todd is.
Yeah.
You are. What about you,
Sure.
Bobby?
Bobby's got some tricks up her sleeve.
Okay, so you're
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
doing fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the plan?
So we're in the DMZ. We can just maybe go back to that shitty coffee shop. Is that place open at this
Oh
time of
yeah,
night?
so you're in the Caribbean King sector right now.
Oh, yeah,
and
we gotta
if
go
you-
back, yeah.
But honestly, you're like a block from the Wyckoff Street, and Wyckoff Street is part of the divider. You can walk a straight shot.
Yeah, we
15
just
minutes
find
back to
whatever
where
bar.
Wyckoff
We
DVC.
find a bar. Maybe we walk down and you find us a place. You do some scans and find a place that's like not.
So
it's
so
pretty
as
low tech.
so yeah, as you're walking by, what you notice now that it's deeply late night. If you remember when you were driving down here from Wyckoff, there were a bunch of guys on the corner that asked for the passport. They kind of see you, they recognize you specifically,
Yeah,
Bobby.
yeah.
They wave you through, and as you're walking up Wyckoff, I presume, you see kind of on both corners that to the right of you, that's Russo Corp territory. To the left of you, it's Caribbean King. So you see kind of on every corner, there's just some dudes hanging out, kind of looking over at you. But as long as you're just walking up and down Wyckoff, they don't bother you. But you can tell passport checkers on both sides, right down the meridian. As you're walking your way toward all of the excess and all of the lights of the DMZ, you see a VTOL heliport on top of one of the buildings, a few helipads with choppers coming and going. You see, like, all sorts of, like, drunkards now toward the end of the night, like, going crazy. Wall Street people, bridge and tunnel people. It's pretty nuts out here. And it's a Wednesday.
Yeah.
So,
Alright, so we got the cover.
crazy.
We got some cover around us.
You got some
Things are
cover.
busy, you know.
And there is that coffee shop that you've been to a couple of different times.
But I think we better not become too much of a regulars there.
Yeah.
So you're not going to that one?
Yeah. Where do we want to go to? We can't go to Romans. We gotta go somewhere else.
Yeah. So I would basically look up another bar.
There's like bars, there's diners, there's like
preferably with booths.
Okay, so you want a bar with booths?
Yeah, with a bit of privacy.
All right, there's a place called the Ultraliner that's just like a few blocks outside of the Myrtle Wyckoff DMZ. Basically, you walk up Wyckoff, make a left onto Myrtle, where you're underneath the giant sensor arrays, and if you make another left, that'll take you right to the Ultraliner.
Yeah.
So,
by the way, I've doffed my Halloween. Actually, no. I'm probably still wearing my Halloween getup.
Oh yeah, your Halloween getup, which is a very nostalgic cop uniform.
It reminds me of Baywatch. What can I?
Yeah, what is it?
I'm still in my cop uniform too.
You're
right?
in your cop uniform.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to ditch that thing?
No, I think we say, if anyone asks, we're a band. We're playing. We're a police cover band.
And,
I'm not wearing chameleon suit.
yeah, which is just a big white thing.
Yeah,
drawstring.
Nice hoodie.
So he's Stank and with the police.
Yeah.
Stank and the police.
Yeah.
Okay, I like this. Stank and the police. No one really questions it.
Yeah,
You're both so clearly not cops. You're wearing a genuine police jumpsuit, but with 3 buttons removed and a 4th button undone.
I might be the cleanup guy. You don't know.
And you're wearing basically a bikini, short shorts, and flip flops.
Yeah.
And in your backpack, I presume you've got your normal clothes. You've also got a bag. Okay.
Yeah.
So you wander over to the Ultraliner. You walk up and through the main Rosario section of the DMZ, and then down Myrtle Wyckoff under the sensor array. You hear like the clicking and whirring of the sensors, kind of like camera switching and looking each way as people cross the street. And you get to the Ultraliner, where there's a guy standing outside. It's a big dude, a bouncer. He puts a hand up, says, "You all been here before?"
Yeah. We're playing the show tonight.
Okay, give me deception plus charm.
If I'm ever asked to hold a guitar.
Great. I have so many dice on these, and I keep rolling.
He goes, "Oh shit, really? I didn't even know we had anybody. Alright, I'm sorry, get up there. It's like pretty fucking late. I guess a band at 3 a.m. You guys must be pretty hardcore."
Yeah, we do some weird shit. You should come on through.
Alright, sounds good. What's the band name?
Stank and the Police.
Stank and the Police. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Alright, maybe I'll position myself back inside. It's pretty dead, I gotta say, but I'll check it out.
It's pretty avant-garde stuff. We're used to it. We're building our following, though.
Oh, okay. I don't really like avant-garde stuff, so maybe I'll give it a listen, but no promises.
Yeah.
Alright, that's cool. Normally you gotta take your biodata and do all that stuff just in case you're crazy, but like, hey, you're the band? What are you gonna do?
You think we're gonna dress like this on a normal night?
Alright, you two? Mr. Janet over there?
Oh, that's Stank!
Oh my god,
That's
I'm
Stank.
sorry. Stank, you get in there. Make sure you go up to the bar, you get some drink tickets, tell them Carl sent you.
Oh, fantastic. Carl, might I ask you, do you have Carlo Rossi in there?
I don't know what that is. Is that like a tequila?
Oh, it's a wine that comes in a jug. You haven't had it before?
No.
Your name's Carl. I would have thought you would have known about it. You gotta try it.
No.
Next time I come back, I'll bring a jug and we'll have a drink together, alright?
That sounds great.
Okay.
Wow.
All right,
And what's your name?
Oh, I'm...
If that's Stank.
Yeah, I'm Robbie.
Robbie. Okay, yeah. Robbie, Stank, and
Leo.
Okay, yeah. Go on in there, get the drink tickets set up. We gotta close legally and what are we kidding? It's the Myrtle Wyckoff DMZ. Nobody closes any time ever. So there's like 5 or 6 people in there when you walk in.
Yeah.
There's booths in the back. It's pretty empty. There's a stage even further back. A bar near the front where there's a bartender who, she's heavily tattooed and leaned over the bar, like scrolling through an AR display. There's a couple other people nearby trying to like talk to her, and she's kind of like only sort of like very vaguely talking back.
Yeah. Shall we tell her that we've been booked?
To play?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
And if she says she doesn't have a clue, then, well, she doesn't have a clue.
Yeah. Yeah,
If
alright,
she
yeah.
does, then we will make a great spoken word set.
Yeah, fantastic. Alright, so,
My darling, why the stank? Really?
Well,
You-
it's like Sting, baby. Oh, you don't know. You're so uncultured. My
I-
gosh.
All right, give me one more second. I gotta adjust something again. Technical difficulties again. My bad. Woohoo! All right. So, again, you're in the bar. What do you? There's the tattooed bartender in the
Yeah,
corner. There's like a few people around. There's a
She's
couple
not too
booths in the
busy.
back.
I think I'm gonna go up. I got like a 20 sort of folded between my fingers as I put my arm on the bar.
Mhm.
And I say to her, I'm like, oh wow, that dragon on your arm, that's lovely. Where'd you get it done?
So you're just trying to like chat
Yeah,
about like be
yeah,
friendly,
just
not like-
trying to get her attention. Yeah.
Okay, can you give me etiquette plus charm?
Um,
I'm gonna roll against that.
I got 3.
Okay, yeah. She looks up and she goes, "Oh yeah, it's just like a laser auto tattoo thing. We've got actually in the back booth. You kind of like upload your own PNGs or JPEGs or whatever, and it does the best it can.
Nice.
Look, it's not as good as the real thing. It doesn't have like the hand or whatever.
Yeah.
I've got a few of those, but way cheaper. It's like, $50. Per what is it like, square inch or whatever?
Oh
It's like
yeah,
not
alright.
too bad.
Not bad.
Yeah, if you want the same one, if you like it so much, get it in the back. Don't
Oh,
get
absolutely.
it somewhere else. Like,
All right.
don't copies me.
Yeah, no. I got a few ideas of my own. All right, so I would love to get 3 bottles of red wine if you got back there.
Yeah, we got bottles of red wine. Let me just go and check. She reaches down into this like chest, opens it up, sort of rummages around in it. You see it's like sawdust and a bunch of other things. Pulls out a sheet of paper, then walks over to a back room, plugs in a code into a basement, walks down there, and comes back up with 3 jugs, blowing dust off of them, places them in front of you, and goes, "Here you go. Gotta say, once you break the seal, no refunds."
Oh, fantastic. This is
one's
great.
still pretty liquid,
Yeah.
so swishing it around.
Nice. So I think we're actually the band here tonight. We talked to you bouncer out front.
You're the
I think
band?
you're expecting us.
I didn't know we were having a band tonight.
Yeah, Stank at the Police.
Motherfucking, Tyler didn't tell me nothing.
I am
Really?
stank.
Can you give me deception plus charm? Give me deception plus charm on that.
Uh,
3, okay.
That's not gonna be great, but
what does he say?
Jesus.
It just says I'm stank. Deception plus charm.
I mean, he can't not be stank.
Right.
I am stank, but the
What'd you get?
unfortunate truth is that. What is this?
You got 3 hits on there.
Wait,
I
deception
can't.
plus charm. What's charm and what's deception?
Oh,
Did I see
there it is.
Oh, okay.
None.
None. Okay, you say you swallow your words and start coughing. As you say it, I was looking for the critical glitch that would totally throw off this entire
Yeah.
charade.
I mean, I
Um,
only have 1 dice to roll.
Right, which was prime critical glitch territory. But you didn't get it. That's fine. So she goes, okay, yeah. The PA system's in the back. What do you? I don't see any instruments. So you just like weird experimental noise thing or something like.
Yeah. It's like spoken word, a cappella kind of. It's real weird shit. I think you'll like it.
I provide the electronic.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
I can put right
Yeah. That's fine. So okay, yeah, you could go up there. What do you
Great.
need?
Do we need anything, boys? I think
You
we
got
got.
these 3, so it's gonna be like 30 for the bottles.
Oh, I thought these. We're banned. We're not getting paid anything. I thought this was, the payment, right?
Yeah, you got 3 drink tickets. You think it's 3 bottles of?
Yeah.
You know what?
What's a drink to you?
You know what? These have been sitting down in the basement for a long ass time. It might give you poisoning or whatever. So you know what? You're doing me a favor.
Yeah. And hey, I got this for you, and I handed the 20 that was in my fingers before. I'm like, that's for you. Thank you so much.
What was the 20s in your fingers for?
To get our attention.
Oh, for.
Yeah, when I leaned on the bar, hey.
I missed that. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
It's okay.
So yeah, you
Bobby's
got,
very smooth. It's sometimes hard to tell.
you got the 3 bottles, and she goes, when are you going up?
Well, what? It's 2:45 now. I think we're set for 3.
All right. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. You go up and do that.
Fantastic.
So what do you do for now? Just like stay up in the booth?
Yeah, think we just start walking over to the stage and pretend we're setting up, and that's a good cover for a start of the conversation.
Okay, so while you're kind of like setting up, Lies, I imagine that means like plugging your cyber deck into some of the inputs over here.
Yep.
Do you do anything else, like download some things, or is this something you actually know how to do?
Well, not really.
Okay.
But I download a couple of beats and not nothing with vocals, just electronic, more like.
Oh, so you're actually going to try to do the music though. You don't download like the top rated like auto beat system or something.
Yeah, no, I mean not. I'm downloading something somebody else has created. I am blatantly plagiarizing.
Got it.
But I'm not picking like the top tune, because otherwise people go like, oh, it's
all right.
just the
Research, logic, and data processing.
And then my plan for this performance is to sing my favorite song ever, Mambo Number 5.
Okay, so we're
So
gonna.
I'm in the corner.
So could you well, yeah, what are we going to sing?
Oh.
I don't know what you're gonna sing, but I'm gonna sing Mambo Number 5.
I'm shocked by the follow through on this. I thought this was just a big cover to just get into the band.
So did I, but now I'm thinking.
No, we're enjoying ourselves. Anyway, 5 minutes on research, and
Okay.
I'm getting a Latin number, a mambo style.
Todd's having a small panic attack at the thought that he might actually have to perform anything, because he thought this was a cover.
All you have to do is be yourself with while swinging a mic around and dancing on
Never
stage.
liked that.
This is fantastic. I mean, I really appreciate the idea of like you just worked hard, you got to play hard because you're gonna have to work hard pretty soon.
Yeah.
So, before the performance, you got 15 minutes. You're setting up. You're downloading everything. Let's have this conversation. What's the plan?
All right, so I think LA's tip off about getting a tour of the police station gives us a nice inn. I know all their mothers.
Yeah.
Every single woman who's ever given birth to a cop, I know her personally.
Yeah.
So we'll go in there.
As long as I've got half an hour in the toilet, I think we'll be fine.
Fantastic. Do you need to eat some bad Indian food first, or you can pretend?
I've got a soundtrack for that.
Fantastic. All right, you got a fun soundtrack on your thing there.
Yeah, it's the toilets are very good to be in, like public buildings, for a long time without people caring too much, especially with a bit of a stink bomb and a soundtrack.
Oh, you're a weird guy. I like this.
It works a treat.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, Todd, how do you feel about this plan?
Todd is deeply concerned.
About the plan or about having to go
What are you
on
concerned
stage?
about, baby?
I mean, am I the face of this band? I'm the stink bomb. What is Todd supposed to do?
We're performance art, so why don't you?
Can you move?
I can move.
I think, baby, if you're up for it. I'm not sure if you're man enough to handle it. I think you might be, though. Why don't you just sort of worship at my feet as I'm singing, like a sort of,
So you're saying you want Todd to be the backup dancer?
Yeah. Would you like that? I feel like it would be really sensual to me personally, but
The words you just said have triggered me, and I will be participating now. I don't understand.
Triggered you like a sleeper cell or something.
Yeah, I mean, deeply sensual assistant.
Do you have any like dream chips or any substances you can like help yourself with in this moment, Todd?
That's a good point. Is Todd about to shoot up?
Maybe. So, time's passed, and up at front, the bartender leans forward and goes, "Do you need like lights or anything, or are you just gonna like start?"
I mean,
we need one spotlight.
we need a spot. I need a spot.
All right. Presses some buttons on an AR display, and then 2 spotlights on like whirring cameras, kind of pick up on both of you. They're like auto tracking you while you're in the corner. What do? The 4 other people in the bar turn to look over. Carl walks in. You hear audibly carrying through the bar says, "This experimental shit. I can't believe I promised to come in and look at this shit." All right. What do you do?
So a beat starts up.
Okay.
And
Alright.
A little bit of vodka in my life.
All right,
a
now you
little
know.
bit of Rita by my side. A little bit of honey.
All right.
And as part of the performance, as I forget the word, or I guess I
Tell
get the
me
words
the
in front of me,
words
but
are like
baby.
I already love this song.
Yeah, yeah. Have
although
you not
it's-
heard this before?
It supports standard inceldom in that, like, I can never have a Monica, but we can talk about this later.
Yeah.
So like this is this the conversation you have after the fact, or is this kind of
We're
just
not
right
having
there in
this
the moment?
conversation.
Yeah. No,
Bobby is my love. I would never tell her these things.
Can I get a artisan performance from each of you? That's artisan
Oh,
performance
shit.
plus
Ooh.
charm.
Okay.
Except for you over here,
Yeah.
we're gonna get intuition plus artisan performance.
Glitch with one hit.
How many dice did you roll on finding the?
5 hits.
Add 5 to your roll.
Oh, God.
I have no artisan performance, but it's
6 hits.
I also got a critical glitch.
So
Hey, it's almost good. We didn't say it was gonna be good.
so
I thought it was amazing.
So the whole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 7, it's like you have that going on while your mouths are way too close to the mic. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, but much louder. You're blowing out the speakers. You see some smoke coming out of one corner. Now Carl walks forward and he goes, "Okay, I dug the beats and the whole vibe you were doing, the whole like, we don't know what we're doing. Sex Pistols, Sid Vicious, I get it. It's like you have people that don't know how to do what they're doing, but you got pizzazz over here with the splits, and these beats are out of their mind. But you can't throw a microphone into a goddamn amplifier. You know how much that costs? A lot more than 3 drink tickets. This thing is at least 4 or 5 drink tickets, the cost of that thing. I'm sorry. You need to get the fuck out of here after you pay for that. Okay? Okay?
Our promoter, this is an integral part of our act. That was purposeful, and our promoter told us that this was okay.
Deception plus charm, please.
Yeah,
Throw it at me. I'm getting a bonus to this person, but not a lot. What'd you get?
3.
3 hits. I got 5 on 8
Ooh,
dice.
geez.
So he goes, I don't care what your promoter says. That's my amplifier over there. Okay, we'll call it even. 3 drink tickets. You owe me $21 for that thing.
Alright.
You're gonna pay it right now.
And another performance, right?
No, you're getting the fuck out of here after you destroy that thing. That's a $21 amplifier up there. Those things don't grow on trees.
Alright. So I hand him, alright, $21, fine.
You swipe the cred stick.
Yeah.
He goes, okay, but I dug the act though, and I don't know if you're doing anything this Saturday night, but
It's $21 plus tax.
it's just $21. Look,
Yeah.
excuse me, Mister. I don't know what your thing is. Stank. I'm trying to ask this beautiful lady out on a date.
You know,
I just melt away. I'm gonna.
You're defeated.
I would like to melt into the woodwork. I don't,
all
I don't
I
think
have to
ever.
say is you come at me yelling at me and not understanding my act, I'm gonna have to say no. Thank you very much for letting us have a nice time here, but you know,
Like
it's not gonna work.
melt over.
We're about to leave.
Unbelievable.
Thank you, Cobb. Alright, so let's
He comes up
roll
and
on.
he shakes your hand though, and goes like, "That was a
Nice
bang up job. You really hung it all together. Without you, this whole thing would have been schmuck city. Let me tell you that much."
No, they're the real performers. I'm a mere hack.
Well, I don't know what to say about any of that. I'm not saying my taste is like the most refined in the galaxy, but this whole thing didn't make sense. Those splits were divine, though. He sees looking at the melting Todd in the corner. All right, get the fuck out of the bar.
Sweet. Alright, let's go. Alright, and then we're walking out.
I'm following you, my love.
Oh, thank you, baby. Make sure none of the creepy guys are following me.
So,
Yeah,
There's
none
no
of
besides you.
them.
So, alright. We gotta take a tour of this police precinct.
Yes.
That's probably not gonna be able to happen till the morning.
shall I? I'll check when the next tour is.
Yeah, they start as early as 9 a.m.
So, alright, we're still in these uniforms. I say we all go home. Personally, I've had many wines. I would love a little snooze. You know, as you can tell, Bobby needs her beauty sleep
Yeah.
to maintain this visage here.
The only thing is I might want to check out the uniform and also see if we've got any other personal effects from the lieutenant to see if we can find perhaps some sort of token or some way of getting easier access to the police network.
So the one
Sure.
thing, if you recall, that you have from the lieutenant, well, Todd has it, is a picture of a bunch of children, then a wad of cash that says "for my children's education" in it, and then you have the RFID tags that are that you didn't brick that are on both of these 2 uniforms. Otherwise, there's no other form of like identification you can have. You can presume that if there was some kind of maglock key card, that they had it in the locker. But the RFID tag does identify specifically as Lieutenant Commander Thomas Hanks.
Mhm.
That's basically what you have on you.
Yeah, and so can I check what the ID for her suit is?
Yes, it's Private Jenkins.
Private Jenkins.
Yes.
Okay.
Private Jester Jenkins. That's all you have. You might be able to try to data mine them to get more information about the individuals if you want to, but I'm not sure that's necessary.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing is I just want to see if there's any information there which can get me easier access to these things.
No, I don't think so. I think you have RFID tags that you could maybe use. Here's what you could use the RFID tags for. If you're going through an automated door, they could automatically open, understanding like who's approaching the door, who's walking the door. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't think actually hacking into the network specifically that these RFID tags are going to do anything. You need some kind of access codes or something more tangible, something somebody's going to type into a console. You know?
Okay.
Maybe specifically the Myrtle Wyckoff DMZ computers that they work at might have some kind of resonance with the RFID tag, but certainly not at one Police Plaza.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you have a think about it? Everybody's going home, right?
Yeah.
How do you all get home from here? You're at the Myrtle Wyckoff DMZ. There's the fortified L train, and then there's the VTOL air jet. There's a bunch of Uber choppers that pick up and take off in the Myrtle Wyckoff demilitarized zone.
Yeah. At this time of night, I'm hiring one of those Uber choppers.
Okay. What about the rest of
Getting
you?
home in style.
Oh, I think Todd is probably a subway taker, but you know, hopefully he doesn't get seen taking the subway.
So you're gonna stealth on the subway.
Yeah.
Give me stealth plus finesse and then a luck roll. And how about you?
I've got my very, very fly scooter.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
It's parked up.
Can you give me just intuition plus drive? And as for you, Bobbiano, that's $100 for that Uber chopper. The VTOL craft costs $1,000 per passenger. The A-team took it last session.
I got 4 hits.
4 hits. Okay, yeah, you stealth your fucking way through. Now give me a luck roll.
And the luck roll is what?
2 hits. Just flat luck.
Just flat being.
Just the number of luck you have. Just none. Okay, the trains take 3 hours for you to get home.
That's
And
not surprising.
and with that, yeah, I mean it is a Wednesday at like 3 a.m.
Alright, L train maintenance. It's still Hurricane Sandy in 2070.
Did you all agree to meet at 9 a.m.? You've got comm codes. You
Yeah,
can
Yeah,
give
it's
us each
implied.
other.
It was implied.
Yeah.
Where's this headquarters that the
They do it every hour from 9 until 5 o'clock with a break at 1 for
Yeah.
lunch.
What station we going to though?
You're going to One Police Plaza. It's the police
Yeah.
headquarters.
Where is that?
One Police Plaza. It's down off of Chambers Street. It's
Alright.
in Lower Manhattan, where kind of all the city municipal buildings are.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
the bus line runs right there from the impoverished district.
that's true.
It's true.
You're
It's
coming
always
right over
true.
from the Null zones, right in there.
Yep.
So yeah, if you've never been to Null York City,
It's almost like the system's
down near the financial district is actually like a little pool of all of the old city administration buildings. These beautiful, gorgeous buildings built hundreds of years ago. Some of them back when Manhattan was a Dutch colony. These gorgeous, gorgeous old school buildings. And yet, despite being right next to financial district below and sort of right above Chinatown, which is sort of like hip and weird in its own way, that area, despite these buildings, is actually kind of like run down and a little shitty. It's beautiful to be around, but it's for a citizen district. It sometimes feels a little bit like a null district. Architecture not included. The One Police Plaza has been the NYPD headquarters since long before they became NYPD LLC. It sits sort of across a major street from the actual like city hall, and then the mayor's residence and all of that stuff is kind of like all right there. The Department of Buildings, Department of Housing, all of that is right there. It's pretty accessible from trains. That's one benefit as well. You know, the Null sectors, a lot of the trains have been stopped there. Maybe some of the elevated ones still run, but for the most part, they don't want easy access in and out of Null sectors for Null individuals. But this is a citizen zone. All the trains are running. The Fulton station is right there. That has basically almost every single train in the entire city going right into it. Easy access. You live in Manhattan too, Bobby. That's easy for you to get to.
Yeah. Times Square, also another beautiful hub. So many trains.
Beautiful hub. That's probably the second most accessible hub outside of Fulton and the whole municipal area. So,
Fantastic.
is anyone injured? Just to double check. I know Lance was really injured last time, but Lance ain't here. Lance is licking his wounds and cleaning his guns.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, a little bit of a hangover.
Yeah. Do you have any knots on your... Oh, you have 1 stun damage, but otherwise you just have
One
a
stun
hangover.
damage, yeah.
Yeah, let's roll a body willpower and see how bad that hangover is.
Todd sustained 2 physical damage during that encounter, but
I got 2 hits.
I'm
2
a
hits.
strong boy.
Okay, let me roll against that. You had 10 drinks. Yeah, okay, so you have just the slightest hangover. It's,
I get an egg sandwich from my deli, you know.
yeah.
Take it on the 2 train. I make a million stops downtown. I just sit there drinking my shitty deli coffee and my egg sandwich. I'm not feeling fine by the
Yeah,
time
I think by the time you get out of there, you've got, what is it? It's like the headache's coming. The egg sandwich stops that, and instead you've got that like gross out-of-body experience.
I'm not
But,
feeling great,
that's
but
manageable.
yeah.
So you get home, you have a sleep. Can you give me 1 more body plus willpower for me?
2.
Your sleep is restful enough that I want you to erase that 1 stun damage you have in the upper left corner. Is there an eraser? Here. I got a crappy eraser for you right here. So just the line in the upper left corner. As for you, Todd, you get home and, you've got some bruises. Would you like to, how did you sustain those bruises? Can you remind me? It was something dumb.
Well, I was put on the ground,
Yeah.
by that wizard.
Yeah.
Who I decapitated.
Right.
Right.
Was that it? Did you, bang your head on the ground a couple times?
I mean, Todd isn't usually touched.
Okay.
It seems that when I have bruises. That's a point of pride.
Do you have a med kit or any medicine skill that you can use when you get home to treat your bruises and your bumps and your
I do,
wounds?
but I think instead I'm going to immediately insert a sim chip and go into video games.
So you're just going to try to relax.
Yeah.
That's what your plan is.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
the bruises are part of it.
that's 1 full relaxation. Can you give me just a flat body check? Nothing else. Because you have no stun damage. Is that right, Todd?
True.
And Lies, you're completely good.
Yeah.
I got 1 hit.
Okay. From relaxing and chilling, erase just 1 of the lines at the top of your physical tracker.
All right, I can.
Do you need an eraser as well?
No.
Here.
Probably. Thank you.
All right, so you're still a little bit injured, but for the most part, you're good. You log into a sim chip and kind of just mellow out. You don't sleep, you just mellow. Is that right, Todd?
Todd likes to fully immerse himself in
Describe what that means, please.
relaxation, and so as soon as I relieve myself of this damage, I will be plugging myself into my simulated reality, which involves basically a dopamine trigger. All right, like this is me and the dopamine and the video game are together on the couch.
Right, you're macrodosing dopamine.
Yes.
You're relaxing so hard, you heal some of that physical damage, and you are presumably playing this game. But I gotta know about this game, Todd. I'm sorry to
It's
put you on the
so
spot.
good. It's open world, and me and my waifu, not to mention the quest lines. I mean, gosh, there's individual camera angle storyline. It's an infinitely generated, continuously algorithm, infinite video game, dopamine synapse
Now,
release
here's the question.
forever.
Yeah.
Is this rated mature only?
Oh, I mean, you shouldn't look at my character unless you have your mature rated goggles on.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's like...
You
so-
what? Do I want to look at a man's ass for a whole hour?
Look, I noticed you when you're describing the open world and all the things, you left out the adult content and the mature themes, and I just feel like, of course you would.
Yeah.
Your waifu, however, is
Look,
fully clothed. Is that?
Doki-chan is a sentient woman, and don't talk about her that way. It's not about the amount of clothes she wears, okay? She's like 1,000 years old. She's not a child. She just looks like a child, okay? So, like, ultimately, she is more... She is...
You lost
More-
acclimated to the, and also, it's a defensible position.
So are
that-
you're getting, I mean, what I love is you're getting mad at me. So I guess, like, you're getting mad at your own psyche, doubting yourself.
I'm
in this
not
moment.
mad at all. I love Doki. She loves me. I don't understand why you brought this up in the first.
God brought this up. So when you have to relieve yourself, do you just have like a catheter inserted, or is it like,
What,
or do you have to get up to go pee?
that's a very personal question, but because we're bros, like, it's like, it's not a catheter, okay? It's like a, you don't even know because you're like in the game, right? And it just is.
Oh, so when you pee, you don't know that you're peeing.
But don't you have something down there to provide stimulation?
Yeah, but that's different, dude. Like, if you're just pissing because you're, like, deep in the AI, that's one thing. But
you
if
just
you're,
throw
like...
it in the wash later and you're good.
But, like, if I'm going into my, like, session with the joke, then maybe...
I feel like this is going all over the place. Needless to say, whenever it is that you log out, whether it's because the alarm's going off saying you need to meet up for this mission, or whether you log out because you pissed yourself so thoroughly that you need to go wash this half-deck suit and put on a new one. Maybe you don't wash it, maybe you just put on the new one, sans a shower. You do notice that there is a little egg sandwich on the table with a note from your mother that says, "Dear Todd,
Dude, she's
here
not
is your
my
breakfast."
mom. She's my assistant.
It says, okay, from your assistant, "Dear Todd, I made you this sandwich. You're late on the money. I need it to impress the girls. We talked about this yesterday. I need the money or I'm going to look for another job." And then at the end it says, "Love you, Mom," crossed out, assistant.
Right. Well, I guess I have to talk to Cheryl again because she's breaking our confidentiality agreement here. But
you ate the sandwich?
yeah, I'm gonna eat that.
Bobby, you get home.
Yeah.
The apartment, can you give me a luck roll? Just a flat luck roll?
Oh, the state of my apartment?
Yep.
That would be great, but let's see. No hits.
The same little leak that you put a pot under earlier.
Yeah.
It's still going. No more, no less.
Alright.
But otherwise, it's humid in here in that kind of gross, leaky from the ceiling kind of way.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
there's a whiff of mildew about,
Yeah, but the rattly windows are holding strong. You see the beautiful lights of Times Square and Herald Square and the neighboring areas. What's it fill you
Calms
for?
my heart.
Oh my.
Calms my heart.
So what do you you just go to sleep? What do you do? What's your routine?
Oh, believe it or not, I have a very intensive skincare routine. It's like 14 steps.
Wow, shocking.
Shocking. Yeah. All this drinking, I gotta keep up with it. So I do that.
Do you have like an IV you pop in just to like cleanse the whole system?
Oh yeah.
Dehydrate?
That helps that hangover. Like I can't keep drinking 10 glasses of wine every night without some preemptive.
But you're
stuff,
not gonna stop drinking 10 glasses
Of course
of wine.
not. Of course not.
So what
My
do you do?
ancestors would not stand for it.
No, and that's very important.
Yeah. Plus, good for your heart.
I mean, with your
Heart
psychic
helps
energy,
everything. Yeah.
the whole like collective unconscious, that's your ancestors bearing
Yeah.
down on you and making
Yeah.
sure you stay with the transition.
Yep.
I mean, with the traditions. That's a chicken parm a week,
Uh-huh.
10 glasses of Carlo Rossi
Yeah.
a day,
Pasta every single day.
and pasta every single day, some form of it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
none of this like frou-frou like ramen pasta.
No,
We're
no,
talking
no.
about
Like linguine with red sauce.
Exactly.
Linguine with clams, also acceptable.
yeah. As long as it's got the gravy and it's got the
yeah. So yeah, I do my skincare routine. Smoke a couple more cigarettes, and then tuck myself into bed.
Do you watch anything while the IV drip goes through and the face mask is kind of like getting settled?
I just put on that one opera that they use in The Sopranos all the time.
Oh yeah, you don't even know the name of it.
Oh
but
no,
you know,
absolutely not.
Oh, The
It's one from
Sopranos,
though.
though.
Yeah.
Oh, The Sopranos, great show.
I mean, operas, whatever, but like The Sopranos, that's a classic. That's the highest form of art.
Yeah. Paglabucci?
Oh yeah.
Fuck that guy. But The Sopranos.
Yeah.
If Tony sang an opera, you know you'd be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. When The Sopranos came to Broadway, how many times did you see it?
Oh, right outside my door.
Yeah.
I saw it every single day.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. They knew you after a while. They were like, you know what? You
I
come here
just
so
walked
often.
right in there.
Take the
I
7th one
never
free.
bought a ticket once. I just
Oh my
walked
God.
right in
That's
there.
what they're like, you're part of the show. You just
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
correct it. All right. Lies. So you scoot on home.
Mm-hmm.
This is again in the weird art loft that you live in.
Yeah, the commune.
Yeah, the commune filled with very fine people.
Very fine people.
So what do you do? What's your nightly wind down routine?
Well, first I make sure that my door is properly locked.
The door to the whole loft, or your door?
My door. I mean, first that my door was properly locked when I turn up, and that nobody's touched it. And then I carefully open it, both locks, and then go in, and then carefully close the locks. Look around my space, make sure that nothing's been touched.
Yep,
I mean,
it looks
and,
good.
And again, I need to check again and make sure that everything's is well set up.
How long's this routine take?
Well, probably about half an hour.
Okay.
It's a small room.
Yeah, so only half an hour.
Yeah.
And then what do you do?
Then I just check through my devices, and again catch up on my correspondence.
Who are you corresponding with?
Well, my mates online.
Oh, okay. All the people in your hacker
Yeah.
culture groups. All right. Do you disclose what you were working on today, or is it more just like what's up?
What's up?
Okay.
No. Don't mix the business with the private life.
So when you're in this group, it's more like social as well as potentially learning a few things about it.
Yeah.
So then what? Do you just pass out?
At this point, probably yes.
Okay. So what time are you all meeting at one Police Plaza?
8:30.
8:30?
Yeah.
I love it. Todd took 3 hours to get home. So Todd, you get home at 6 o'clock. You get a meager. What's the train gonna take you? You get a meager 1 hour and 45 minutes with Doki-chan before you need to get up and go. Your dopamine drip it hit you, but you're not getting the full resuscitating value of that dopamine trip.
I think
Meanwhile,
I
you got
have
home.
something.
You took that chopper home, so you're getting 4 hours. That's
Yeah.
enough for you, right?
No, it's typical.
And what about you? You're getting also probably 4 or 5 hours, but you're also probably used to that. I feel like Todd's the only one here who's you saying before,
Look,
8 hours of gaming a day.
I had my Nintendo Extra Switch on the sub, alright? So, I was gaming on the way home.
Yeah. So do you feel okay about this?
I just didn't get to take my dopamine pill until I got home, alright? That's a little more than I'm used to, so
So it's hard for you, or are you okay?
I think it's a little hard for
Give me
me.
give me composure. That's willpower plus composure.
Alright. And 3 hit.
3 hits. Okay, yeah. It's you know what, you manage to get up, you eat your egg sandwich, you make a mental note about how your mom needs a paycheck, your assistant needs a paycheck, I'm sorry. And then you make your way out. So One Police Plaza is in this really big open space. It's a plaza, I guess. It's brick everywhere, leading up to these gateways that have tall trees all around them. It's October, so the trees are yellowing, maybe a little bit bare, not fully devoid of leaves. In front of the actual building, which spans the entirety of the plaza, maybe half a city block in the rest of the place. It spans out, beautiful architecture, and there is a visitor booth out front, and then a few police barricades that can be easily moved, but you can't just drive up to the place. You've got about 30-40 feet away from the actual building that you'd have to clear between the visitor's booth and the perimeter wall to actually get inside this place. But that said, One Police Plaza is not like a prison. It's a police administration building. You see parking lot. You see a very small parking lot nearby. It's sort of like a strip on the plaza where you see a place for several high-ranking lawyers. You've got the DA, you've got the police commissioner, you've got police captain, and you've got a few other named individuals. It's maybe 7 or 8 spots, and that's it. Nearby, there's a parking garage across the street. You can see in the distance the actual larger municipal buildings and the mayor's residence. You can see stuff like that. Down behind you, you see some of the high rises of the financial district rising in the distance. Above you, you see the smaller towers of Chinatown. Still nice, but the looming kanji and advertisements for all sorts of stuff that I know Bobbi Bobbiano here can't read and can't make any sense of overhead in the foggy morning. Do you find yourself meeting sort of in the plaza or one of the many coffee shops or diners nearby?
Big coffee shop.
All right, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So,
That sounds good by me.
so there's a nearby Dunkin' on Starbucks now serving Pete's coffee. They have one of those sort of like across the street. It's got some booths, some places to sit. They also like advertise offering flapjacks and bacon bits. There's a line of cops inside. Some of them actually uniformed. A couple of them with the telltale signs of, undercover detectives, wide stances, blue jeans, diamond studs in the ear, and a hardly concealed gun under a kind of like windbreaker.
Yeah.
Got a line right up there. You guys like pick out a booth? Do you order anything?
Just have a coffee, I think.
So after waiting in line for a while, you just get a coffee. The guys around you go, "This guy waits in line just to get a coffee? That's crazy. I'll have 3 donuts and 1 extra big coffee. I can dunk all 3 in at the same time."
I'll probably have a flapjack and bacon bits as well.
Flapjack and bacon bits. There's a donut shop, bro. You're lucky we're all cops, otherwise we'll beat your ass. What about you, Rosie?
I'm again hoping Todd is not seen by this group.
All right, stealth plus finesse, please. And these are
All right.
eagle-eyed cops, but they have not had their coffee yet, so we'll middle that out on their dice rolls.
I got 5 hits.
You got 5 hits? All right, yeah, all of them, despite Eagle Eye to make fun of anybody who isn't actually a cop, like they just did to Lies over here. They don't see you as you slither on in and join Lies at their booth. Now, Bobby, what do you do when you come in?
Oh, I saunter right on in, and I go right to the front of the line, and I ask for a...
Whoa, hey, you're cutting the line. We're here. We're police officers gonna get a donut on.
And I grab the one right beside me, and I say, Joey Trubiano, is that you?
He goes, "If I live and breathe." Is that Bobby Bobbiano?
Oh, my
Yeah?
goodness.
Oh, my God.
How's your mother? How's your Aunt Teresa?
My Aunt Teresa has actually come down with a little bit of the clap, sadly to say. But my
I
mother's...
mean, hey, with her behavior, you know.
Well, it's what you get. It's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you get when you do just whatever you want to do with
All
whoever
that- all
you
that
want to
applauding.
do. Look, I'm into it. I love it, but just like wear a rubber. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I
Don't
mean-
just go.
I've been telling her that since 2025.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
2025. That was since you were a baby in your father's ball sack. I
Yeah.
understand. But that's what it is. You're the baby in the ball sack. What? Did you hit a condom? No, unless the condom broke, in which case my condolences to your parents, despite you being a lovely, wonderful person.
Oh, yeah. I was very unplanned, but thank you for asking.
But my mother's doing great. You know,
Yeah.
she started doing Pilates.
Oh, I seen her down there.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
really? You seen her?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. She ain't talked to me in weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know
you
how she is.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I beat her in one bingo game, and now she won't talk to me at all.
always the sore loser.
No, yeah.
That causes,
Anyway.
you know, we had a rift for 10 years because I beat her in backgammon once. We go together now. but
That
yeah,
sounds like
so,
Mom.
yeah.
You know, I love her,
Yeah.
but what a pain in the ass.
Uh,
But what can you do? What mom isn't a pain in the ass?
Yeah.
Let me get you. What do you want? I got a cop salary.
Oh, yeah, please. I'll take an eclair and a large black coffee.
Oh, that's beautiful. You know what? I'll take 2 eclairs just to show her up, and also a large black coffee.
Oh, my God, Joey.
Well, I got
Sweet baby.
I gotta eat more than you, otherwise I'm gonna feel like a real schmuck, a real full of
You always could eat.
No, yeah,
All
you
right.
know what it is.
All right, thank
Anyway.
you, baby. I'm going to take this and go sit in my booth and catch up on my correspondence.
Oh, I
All right?
understand. Yeah, I gotta get my car. There's a guy in the back of it. I'm gonna beat him up a little bit.
Oh, nice. All right,
I think,
give
I
him an
think
extra one for me.
Todd
Oh,
is,
yeah, you got it. You got it.
is wary of the situation. Can I steal one of his eclairs? He bought 2.
Okay, so you go from the booth and you want to sidle up and sneak a little.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, give me a 2 rolls. Give me stealth plus finesse,
Uh-huh.
and then I need palming plus finesse.
Uh-oh. Alright.
Do you still want to do it?
We're doing it. I declare.
Yeah, give me that stealth plus finesse.
Alright.
That's eagle-eyed cop.
Stealth plus finesse was 4 hits.
Okay, yeah, you managed to sidle
Yeah.
on up, sneaking down low. You want to roll a perception plus intuition to see if you spot this happening?
2 hits.
On palming?
Mm-hmm. Palming finesse.
So you start palming the thing, and he feels the tug out of his thing, and he goes, Bobby Bobbiano, if I don't live and breathe, there's some kind of ghost stealing this thing. Unless... Give me another stealth test, please.
Alright. Back full. 2 hits.
He reaches out and grabs your arm, and goes, what kind of invisible little sneak is this? You some kind of hood rat? Does I need to put you in the back of my car and give you a beating like I'm gonna do to this other guy that I caught out there delivering papers to people?
Joey, honey. This dummy's with me.
Well, you're dating this piece of Taylor?
Nah, it's like
This
You
is
know,
the most
people-
exciting moment of Todd's life!
People always tell me, Bobbi, you're not a good person. Bobbi, you're not a good person. So I signed up for this big sister, little brother crap. Let me tell you, it's basically just babysitting dumbasses all day. But you know,
He pulls you
I'm
close.
working on,
Todd.
you know, since I lost my job, I'm trying to work on my self-image. So this is part of that. It's charity. It's charity. It's my charity case with me.
He pulls you up close. The light glinting off of his bald head nearly blinds you as he says, "Is this true, Buckaroo? You a little brother to my basically my fucking cousin over here?"
And I look into Todd's eyes with a look of murder, like you better.
Roll deception plus presence, also +4 because the guy trusts you.
Yeah, deception presence plus 4.
No, deception charm +4. Sorry.
Deception charm plus 4. Okay.
And yeah.
Alright, 7.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you say, Todd?
Todd is going to say, Mama!
He goes, "Well, that was fucking weird," and he lets go of you, and he goes, "You go with Mama over there, Bobbi. Here's what I want you to do. I'm gonna give you my personal ultra pager. You call me or you page me if this guy gets weird, because this guy doesn't look like a small child. He's got some muscles, and he's definitely got the rounded edges of somebody who looks at a lot of gross porn online.
He definitely dumb as hell. I think he got hit in the head or something at some point.
Oh, he definitely looks like he got hit in the head.
Yeah.
Take that trilby off. You look like a fucking loser.
Joey, I'm so sorry. Let me get you another eclair, because he got his scrubby little hands all over yours there. Yeah, hey, buddy, another eclair over
He
here.
throws the eclair at you, Todd. Can you give me an athletics plus finesse at -4? And he takes the new eclair and says, "Thank you so much, Bobbi. No, but for real, this guy looks like a fucking creep.
Yeah.
So you hit me up if you want. I'll come out and beat the shit out of him."
Oh, Joey, you're such a sweetie. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, it's no harm on my part. It's basically just one more job. I got the fists, and I got the, the law on my side. So I can do whatever the fuck I
Fantastic.
want. Yeah.
Oh, that's what I love about you.
Todd got 3 hits on that.
You catch the eclair, like, no problem. And,
Alright, that's for you, baby. Alright, we're gonna go over to our booth now.
Yeah. My mitts are getting a little cold. I'm gonna warm them up on that guy's face one day for
Nice.
delivering
Yeah.
those papers to people's houses.
Yeah, turn your body cam off first.
Oh, you think I ever turn that thing on? It's always in the shop.
Yeah, right?
And then you all sit in the booth.
Alright.
So there you are.
So I think I might need a bit of help to get my deck inside. So if you could carry it in and do your usual friend routine, I think that would be helpful.
Yeah, right. Sticking to my purse or something? I mean, they might do a purse check. It's like a metal detector.
That's the thing. So
it's mine. I pretended it's mine.
No. I think it's best if you say, like, if you help us get into the tour without the full formalities.
Okay. All right.
So because the thing that, just so you understand, is that cyber decks are restricted items. It's like firearms. Without licenses, you can't have them, and that means you absolutely couldn't bring it into a police.
Yeah. All right. How big is this thing?
It's probably about the size of like this Chromebook. So it's like
Alright,
like
it's not small.
yeah, probably a little bit bigger than like an iPad.
Alright.
But anyways, you can probably, if you've got like a proper sized Italian bag,
Yeah.
you can fit it in there.
Yeah, even a large purse.
My bag is Italian. Thank you for noticing.
Do you want to do any like kind of research, either through your HackerNet contacts or anything else about like what this might entail? Or?
Yeah, I mean, for one thing, I checked what the tour actually is.
Okay.
Like I generate the tour and then see if anybody else has got stories of doing their own run on any of the police systems.
So for the stories, you're going to go through your hacker collective.
Yeah.
Okay, so what the tour is, it's very simple. Basically, you meet up with a one moment while I find my notes. You meet up with a NYPD LLC public liaison, who then takes you through and shows you all the artifact areas that aren't really used anymore, as well as some of the staging areas. It raves about the tour through the armory, garage, and shooting range, where you get to try out all the different guns on a variety of different targets. And that's supposed to be really fun for all the kiddies. That's really where they make their money. Aside from that, it's just kind of a tour through, and they do a day in the life of the average NYPD LLC person, and it starts with a big thing explaining why privatization of the police department was the best thing that ever happened to the NYPD LLC.
Yeah.
And it says, thank you so much. The tour brief says, thank you so much for attending the tour. Part of the reason we exist is from donations from people like you. It's all just a bunch of fluff. As for whether other people have any runs or any insights into the security of one Police Plaza, can you roll your connection, your loyalty plus contacts with your hacker group? Is that Dozer?
Yeah, my hacker contact.
It'll be on the other side. It's actually on the front page.
I'm going to try the wrong place.
So it's going to be one, whichever one of those. Just roll loyalty plus connection. Do you have any contacts?
Nah, I got Mob and Hierarchy LLC and Magic Dealer.
Gotcha.
2 hits.
2 hits. Okay, so yeah, your hacker collective is all about like understanding the way systems work, specifically like systems of authority. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
What is the name of your hacker collective again?
It's BNM.
BNM.
Yeah.
What's that stand for?
Raccoon and the Mouse.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. So they definitely care about like systems, especially like capitalistic or authoritarian systems in this country and how they work. So there's absolutely a file. The file on One Police Plaza is a bunch of hearsay and conjecture based off of other buildings. None of it is precise, but it basically talks about how the building itself, based on the tour, is purely administrative. So there must be some kind of like server system elsewhere, but it definitely runs on AARP.net. So wireless configurations won't work. So it's like, if you want to try to hack it, don't. But if you do, bring a data tap so you can tap into the fiber optic networks and do your hack that ways, or bring a control rig and try to find a way into like one of the security servers, because the building's old, so it's archaic. It's not built for optimum security, but it has a shitload of personnel, so that's a pretty good way to make up for not optimum architectural security. That said, there was an expansion to the maintenance tunnel that people thought was going to be a prison of some kind, but it turned out to be classified. There's conjecture whether that's some kind of like black site holding cell, but that's a little weird in the main police office. So other conjecture for that is that it's some kind of like bunker underground, or some kind of like server receiving room, or some other kind of thing. And if it was a receiving room, that would mean that there would be, well, whether it was a server room or whether it was a bunker, that means there's got to be some other like exit or entrance or something somewhere else. And all the rumors there point to the parking garage that you noticed outside. That parking garage in your hacker collective, they discuss how that parking garage used to be the New York City School for Urban Achievers Academy. It was a public institution that ever since 2032 and the mass privatization was done away with for being unprofitably useful for underachieving parts of society. So they closed it down and turned it into a parking lot, which that turned out not to be profitable. And since then, the parking lot has just been closed down, but has not changed for 30 years, which is a little odd. So there is some debate on the forums as to whether that's a bunker with a side like super apartment or like generators or something for the bunker, or whether that is a server array area.
So that might be our backup. Because I don't count myself as being able to be very good at sneaking into a secure area. The other thing is I try and then pull up any old blueprint, any blueprints of the building, and then I want to see if there is any place where I might be able, where there might be a data conduit near the bathroom.
Unfortunately, this is one of those kinds of municipal buildings that pulling up the blueprints are not that simple. It'd be the kind of thing that these blueprints are held on AARP nets and or paper mediums. So it will be impossible for you to pull up a blueprint of the site. Now, if you want to try to like troll hacker nets and see if somebody did some kind of like ultrasound analysis to get a kind of like rudimentary map, you're absolutely able to try that, but blueprints themselves are impossible. And that said, there are spider AIs that are trolling to try to rip that stuff down.
Yeah. I'll give it a go.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Roll for it.
No hits.
Yeah, you don't manage to find it. Can you give me firewall plus logic plus software?
7 hits.
7 hits, okay. Cool.
Yeah. Again, I mean, I don't just go straight in for that. I do bounce it.
Well, that's what the firewall was, is how much you protected and like backed up yourself.
So, just briefly, I need to get this. Again, I plugged in into a data feed.
Okay.
Is that not going to be in a bathroom?
That is unfortunately not going to be in the bathroom.
Sorry. So to be clear about these things, is anything connected to the AARP network is connected through fiber optics, and a data tap can actually be used to intercept that anywhere. So, for example, the light fixtures are most likely on a separate Wi-Fi signal because they're not necessary. But if they were on AARP net, you could access the entire system through a light fixture. You don't necessarily need a data port. That said, the better connection you have, the easier it'll be. So if you are actually going through a data conduit, that'll be significantly better, or a terminal, that'll be significantly better than, finding a wall outlet to hack. But there are options. So a bathroom, if it's a toilet that's a smart toilet hooked up to the AARP network, you could hack a toilet and find your way in as long as you can data tap into the fiber optic network that's connected to.
So the only thing I'm curious about is whether they have got these charger ports in the toilets.
Right. That's the question.
I guess we'll find out.
So you pass your cyber deck over to Bobbi.
Yeah.
How's it feel to be without it?
Not very comfortable.
And this is your good cyber deck, right? Like your other one is back at home?
Yeah, that is my good cyber deck.
And otherwise, you've just got your comlink coming in.
Yeah.
Otherwise, equipment-wise.
So I've also got the data tap, which I also stash in the same place.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else on you, like a weapon or anything like that? Are you wearing armor or anything like that? Okay. Todd, how about you? You've got your chameleon suit, I'm guessing?
Todd's got the chameleon suit, and
You've got your cyber arm, you've got your whip in there.
Alright, you definitely can't. Any of that stuff's gonna set off the.
I think Todd's hoping to sneak
You're gonna try to sneak in?
to a level of getting past that.
it's true.
I mean, that's fine.
Do you have a gun or anything else on you? Or
I do. I have my Ingram.
shit? Okay, so you're fully decked out.
Yeah.
So if you get caught, that's bad news.
Yeah.
And what about?
I would say maybe leave your gun behind, but I guess if you already have your suit, you're already
I mean,
in a bad way.
You might as well go all or
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
if you got it. I mean,
You
like the
want
whole
me to
point
leave
is you
the
don't want to
gun?
be seen.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be seen, you don't want to be seen. Like you sneaking in with a chameleon suit's not going to be that much
I
better.
don't think
Yeah, that's fair.
getting
That's fair.
caught without the gun is much worse than getting
That's
caught
fair.
with
That's
it.
fair.
Yeah. What
Alright,
about Bobbi?
so
What do you have on you other than now this? Is it a briefcase or a large purse?
it's my briefcase.
Okay, so you've got your
It's
briefcase.
my briefcase.
Actually, thinking about it, we might want to regroup because there is possibly then an alternative. But again, it would rely on me being.
But we're still in the booth here. We haven't left yet.
Yeah, precisely. The other thing is we do have a police uniform and a police jumpsuit, and I could potentially just sit myself down at a desk in an appropriate place. But I think it might be best if we do that. I think the tour might still be worthwhile, simply to scout out the place and see if we can find a good spot.
And then you change in and sit down somewhere, and I sort of provide the cover for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we might not do it this time.
Sounds workable to me.
We got 24 hours to do this whole job, so to get back to Myrtle Wyckoff. So by 3 a.m. today.
Okay, so I think that okay. In which case, we probably want to prep this up.
No. Yeah.
Prep it up? What do you mean?
I mean, plan action. So my plan is, I know all of them. I know their mothers. I know their grandmothers in some cases. Unfortunately, a lot of people are aware of my situation. This is a new job for me. So, I'm doing some image rehabilitation. So you already got the weird talking thing that you do.
Yes.
So, same story that I told with him. You're like a little bit some moron, and I'm you're a charity case for me, and I'm taking you around. You're my little brother, the big sister.
Yeah. So again, we are not kids, but sort of
Yes.
youngish adults.
Yeah.
Who
And I'm here to be a role model for you.
Yes.
So just act as weird as possible, and that's fine.
I think it'll come natural.
Yeah. All right, so
Damn.
so we're gonna go
I
right
love
in the
it.
front.
I love it. It's a good plan.
I got my purse. He's gonna sneak in. Oh, so where you gonna meet us?
If you could see me, I wouldn't be doing my job.
Are you? But
What's
is your
the
plan to
point?
follow behind them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
My
as
plan is
backup?
to provide support because
Okay, provide support. All right.
their plan seems to be to disguise themselves as therapy dogs.
And as exactly what we are.
Yeah.
That is the entire point.
So, what do? You just like cross the street and head straight up to the gate?
Well, I would say maybe if you could get us like a list of the people whose offices are there, who I probably know some of them, just so I know who I can
What are you looking for specifically?
So I'm trying to get in the front to be like, oh, I have a meeting with so and so.
Oh, you're doing a meeting. You're not doing the tour.
I mean, I guess we could do the tour.
Yeah,
We could do the tour. We're just walking through the tour then.
Yeah, and again, like just make your spiel to make sure that we get.
We get past the security. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
get.
So you're buying tickets to the tour?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll buy some tickets. All right.
Well, I mean, sorry. Are you going to
You
buy
might
tickets?
buy tickets.
And are you going to be buying tickets to the tour?
Yeah, I'll buy the 2 tickets.
You're just gonna buy 2, or you're gonna buy 1 for Todd just in case?
Todd's not here.
Okay, Todd's not even
How's
here.
that there?
Okay.
I don't
We
see
don't
it.
know this person.
They are pretty expensive. It's 150 each, just because it's a private institution.
Jesus. 100.
It's a private institution. They think it's it's very prestigious.
All right. I am taking Liza's ticket cost out of his payment when it comes.
Okay, you might want to make a note of that in case you forget.
Do you tell me this?
Yes.
It's not too bad.
You got like 15K coming in. You paying me back. You owe me.
So, otherwise, you buy the most recent one. Maybe you got like 5-10 minutes to kill
Yeah.
before you have to go up, and then, it says meet at the front gate, meet at the service booth, which is just hop, skip away.
So what's this service booth look like?
Well, so the
Let me
service
go
booth is just like a small, a brick building with a plexiglass on all sides. Inside, there's a couple of terminals. 2 different guards sitting either way. People come in and they flash a badge or their wallet at some kind of like scanning thing that then kind of like looks at them, and the gate opens up. But the gate is pretty low key. It's the kind of thing that can be like moved out of the way pretty easily. It's just the kind of thing that deter people to drive straight up. It's high perimeter walls. It's low security. It's what we were saying before.
Yeah,
it's
there's
the
no
kind
like
of thing that's.
detectives here or anything. We can just kind of walk on through.
I mean, there are cameras and stuff. That's
No,
checking,
but like nothing's gonna detect the cyberpunk that I'm trying to smuggle through at this point.
You're not going through any major detectors.
No,
No, it's mostly just documenting
Who's coming in,
IDs and who's coming in. And the tour is supposed to meet right at the front of the gate.
Okay, so we're just waiting for the tour.
So you walk up and you wait for the tour. You wait for somebody to like come up to you.
All right.
I mean, that's the plan?
I guess.
There's no other guidance, right?
There's 2 guards in the booth who kind of just like are ignoring you because you're not approaching the
Yeah, I mean, I can walk up and be like, excuse me, we're here for the 9 o'clock tour. Are we, did it leave already?
The person hits the intercom and goes, "Oh yeah, it should be any minute now. I think it's Lori's on. She'll be coming from the main entrance. She'll buzz you
Are
in."
we waiting here for Lori?
Yeah, you're waiting for Lori. That's I think that's one on from 9. If it's not Lori, it's Chippy. Maybe Lori's sick. I don't
They're
know.
gonna just come up to us here. We just wait out here, or we go somewhere.
Yeah, no, you just wait right here.
All
There
right.
might be a couple other people that come out. We
Okay.
go right in 9.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
You good? Nothing else?
Yeah.
All right. And it starts waving a couple other people through. They look like attorneys, stuff like that. Todd, what are you doing at this moment? You're stealthing?
Well, I'm watching that happen, and I'm definitely concerned about it. I would say Todd is stealthing. He's trying to be aware of everything around him, and
Okay, I need a stealth plus finesse from you. This is going to be your like standing stealth plus finesse for the near future at least.
and we've got 3 hits.
Okay, cool. All right. So after like a few minutes, a couple other people gather together. One is it's a mother with a fanny pack. She's got a Disneyland shirt on. She's wearing a little hat.
Can I check for a spot, Todd?
If you spot Todd, yeah, perception plus intuition. And with them are two horrible children. Both of them also wearing fanny packs. They're also wearing Mickey Mouse shirts, but these ones are just covered in stuff.
I get 4 hits.
You got 4 hits? Yeah, you can see Todd.
I message Todd going, I can see you. Basically message going, I can see him.
Alright. I assume, well, I'm very perturbed by this, and I'd like to, slink back to the edge of the room.
Okay, cool. So, there's these two horrible children. They are covered completely in snot. 2 of them are eating donuts from the very same place you came from. The mother walks up and says, "Are you the one that's doing the tour?"
No, I think we're waiting for Lori or something, they said.
Okay, and then turns and looks at you. Are you the one that's doing the tour? Are you Lori?
Does he look like a Lori to you?
And then walks over to Todd, who's slunk in the shadows, and goes like, "Oh, you were hard to see over there. Are you Lori? Oh, you just some... Oh, kids, get away. That's just one of those New York City freaks we've heard all about. We're from Minnesota. We've never been around. What do we do? We just wait?
Yeah, you just wait. What are you asking so many questions for? I told you, just wait here.
Well, I'm from Minnesota. What am I supposed to do? Not ask questions?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't understand that at all.
Yeah.
After a bit of
Sit tight.
time, this chipper young woman wearing a police uniform that's a bit brighter shade of blue, little badge on the corner that says honorary copper, comes out and goes, "Okay, everybody, is this the tour, the 9 o'clock tour?"
Yes.
Okay, wow, that's amazing. I am Lori Lark. So if I could just get you all to walk in front of this camera here, it's going to do a quick scan of your face, nothing like crazy, it's just so we can keep track of you as you move through the building. And then when we get inside, just have your bags ready. We're going to do a really quick bag check for everybody. That includes under those Mickey Mouse hats, you 3, pointing at the other ones. One of the kids takes a bite out of the eclair.
Oh, Todd needs to get the fuck out of here.
Can I get another stealth plus finesse from you? I assume you don't want to be seen.
I do not.
Okay.
And this time, it's 9 hits.
Yeah, you do not get seen
Thank
this
God.
time. She goes, "Okay, so if anybody has any questions, let's get going. Right here in front of the scanners." And the other woman bustles from, shoving past Bobbi and past you, and gets in front of the camera and does a big smile with lipstick, and then holds up both of the kids, gets them in there, and then says, "What are we waiting for? Get in, do the scanner. Come on, we gotta go."
The camera or the bag thing?
They're talking about the camera.
Yeah, alright, so we're going through.
Both of you take the camera shots?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Yeah.
So as Lori's walking you to the main entrance, she goes, "So this is One Police Plaza. It's been here for God knows how long before the privatization that saved New York City back after the crash. We all, of course, owe a lot to the mayor and the police commissioner of the time for understanding the wisdom of privatizing the police department and the good effects that would have. We have more of that once we get inside. The building is beautiful, though, and we have to admit that is one of the beautiful things about colonialism. Back in the era of New Amsterdam, when this was a Dutch colony, this building was built with a level of excess and inefficiency that would never be seen by the private sector, and certainly not by the public sector these days. So we all should take a moment to respect the grandeur of old nobility who had wanted grandeur.
Can I take
at
a
any
composure
cost.
roll?
Yeah, give me a composure plus willpower, please.
I think I might need a composure plus willpower.
Yeah. Bobby's deeply moved and she does this. She just goes.
She goes, "That's appropriate. That's appropriate." And then the other woman slaps her kids and goes, do the cross then. It's appropriate."
I'm just...
What'd you
Yeah,
get?
so you mean the great public benefits like the shut down school across the road?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Just like that school that was a huge drain on city resources until the school district became became privatized. Or, some of the great gifts to this, like Central Park and all the other great parks that were gifted by billionaires who
The
saw
school
to help us live.
that's enabled Tiger Johnson to put his basis for his discoveries.
Well, I don't know who Tiger Johnson is, but I can assume that with that kind of name that they were probably no good. And so it's probably best that they're just stripped out of the system. And look, you're getting away from the point. The point is, look at the beautiful architecture, the gargoyles in the corner. It's a level of excess and wealth that just makes me pine for a better day back in the 16 or 1700s when things just made more sense. Anyway, let's go inside. And you step inside into this room. It's marble floored with these massive pillars. It's beautiful. It's opulent. It's spit shone, like gorgeous. You see people buffing in the corners wearing shabby jumpsuits. A couple of cops up front with wearing dress uniforms move you over toward a conveyor belt that will go through like an intricate scanner, as well as a couple of metal detectors on one side. Lori says, so, I, just as part of the thing, I walked outside, and it's very strict, so I'll walk in through you and show you how it's done. And she takes everything out of her pockets, including her belt and her shoes off. She puts them in. She walks up to the scanner, takes her shirt off, stands in front of the scanner. One of the people in uniforms takes pants down, like just looks around a little bit, puts it back on, and says, "Okay, she's clear. She's got nothing." Lori, stepping to the other side, says, "Now, I have to warn you, it's because I'm employed here. I only had to take off the two layers. The rest of you will, of course, have to strip completely naked. If you would like a privacy booth, we do not have one, but that's for the security of everybody. We think it's very important that everybody knows that everyone else is safe." And, of course, the two children start getting upset that they don't want to be naked. And the mother starts yelling at them and insisting that they go through and taking their clothes off in front of all of the people and the lawyers and the criminals that are there.
Todd thinks it's a completely fair procedure.
So I'm gonna take this distraction of the screaming children to.
Yeah.
Is there any guards that seem a little, or any other line? Is there only the one line to go through?
There's like a line to go through, and then there's like an exit line. There's it's sort of like split between the pillars, that there's kind of like two conveyor belts to enter, and then there's one area on the side of the pillars where people can just leave. There's kind of a little bit of a like velvet rope that separates the sections.
Okay. Who would potentially, if I wanted to just try to walk in that way, who would potentially? I mean, how many people are around?
There's like 3 uniformed police officers here, and then a desk a little further in that has maybe 4 behind. These ones are not wearing the dress uniforms. They're just wearing like standard cop regalia.
Okay.
It'll be hard without somebody noticing you, probably. But you
I
can
think
roll,
I have a plan. I think.
if you roll etiquette presence, that's how you like look like you belong. That's like social stuff, right? Like if you want to be like, I'm supposed to go this way, that'd be etiquette plus presence. But if you want to like call something out, that you could do that too. Todd, you're inside, right?
Yeah.
Are you stealthing around like the conveyor belt to the other side?
I'm following Bobbi. With
Okay, so wherever Bobbi
at least
goes.
3 feet, 4 feet between us, but like I'm right on her tail.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna I spot somebody that I think I know and I say, Antonia?
Let's roll luck
Over
on
there?
that.
Okay.
Flat luck.
Flat luck.
You could also roll luck on it if you wanted to. which
I mean,
would
I was
double-
gonna do that. I could plus presence. And double my do a luck on
So
that.
you're gonna do okay.
Okay.
So let's do luck. Oh, so you don't care if you know the person. You're just gonna act like you know them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you weren't seeing if it was somebody you actually knew.
I mean, I think I see someone I know, but I'm just trying to get my way.
Give me a
there,
luck
yeah.
first to see if you
Alright.
actually know the person.
Okay, no, it's not.
No, it's okay. So you don't know them, but you're still gonna bluff it. So give me 2 rolls right now. Give me etiquette plus presence.
5 hits.
Okay, now give me deception plus charm at +5.
Okay. And also 5.
So you got 5 hits total.
5 both times.
Okay. So when you start walking around the other booth.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you start walking toward the thing, a couple of the other guards kind of look confused, the dress uniformed ones that are checking people, and the woman at the desk stands up and goes, "Excuse me, do I know you?"
And I say, yeah, you're Tony, right?
Okay, I need 1 more deception plus charm.
Just, without the plus, right?
Mm-hmm. She looks at you and goes, I'm not sure. I'm sorry, you gotta go back. You gotta go through through the thing.
So I'm gonna cast influence on her.
Okay.
To say, but like,
And you
she
want to
knows
look like
me
you're
and I
not.
belong.
You want to make it. You don't want to look like you're casting a spell,
No,
right?
yeah.
Can you give me then either performance plus let's call it presence in order to like act verbosely while casting the spell, or palming plus finesse to kind of low-key cast the spell.
Okay.
Because what you're trying to do is shield the motions you have to do to cast the spell with, I guess, the wide vocal patterns that Bobbi
Performance
might
plus presence?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna roll luck on this too.
Okay. Did you roll luck earlier?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I got 2 hits.
Is that with rule of 6 turned on? Oh, you got.
No,
Okay.
yeah,
So how many dice rolls are you doing total?
7. I have 3 presence, no performance, and 4 luck.
Okay, so 7 and then
dice.
with rule of 6.
Yeah, okay. 5 hits.
5 hits. Okay, yeah, that's much better. Let me roll
Yeah.
against that. 2. Okay. All right. Yes. She doesn't notice the spell. Give me sensitivity plus biohacking to cast influence.
3 hits.
3 hits. Okay. Can you? What? I need to know. Sorry, before you cast the spell, I need to know
the
the
force, right?
you're casting it. So,
Okay.
so I'm gonna have to ask you to re-roll it.
Yeah,
Tell me
that's
what
right.
force you're casting it. So again, the force you get limits the number of successes that you can get.
You might. So what's the deal with then the number of success you can get at different forces? Is that mentioned?
What was that?
Yeah. Does she know how much?
So if you cast it at force 4, you can get 4 successes. You cast it at force 3, you can only get 3 successes. Even if you get more than that, that's the maximum number of successes you can get. And this, of course, will drastically impact my ability to break the spell. You know what I mean?
The max you can cast it at is like 6.
You can cast at double your sensitivity rating. If you cast at your sensitivity rating, the drain is stun damage.
Okay.
If you cast any above that, the drain becomes physical. And the drain, of course, is equal to the force minus or plus a certain number.
Okay, I'm gonna cast at 4/6 then.
Okay, give me. Okay, cast it for 6. All right, give me the same sensitivity plus biohacking.
Yeah.
So you're going like full.
Yeah, we're getting in here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're getting in here.
What'd you get?
I don't know. 4 hits.
Okay. All right. So this is a spell that's sustained. You got 4 hits.
Mhm.
Okay. This person has very high willpower. Their logic ain't too high though. 4 hits. Okay. Yeah. You managed to do it. Okay, so yes, you managed to get the you managed to successfully influence them. What is the suggestion you're planting in their brain? As you gesture wildly. You did artisan performance, right?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
Tony, what are you as you're casting this
Oh, you have a meeting with my boss, right? Okay, yeah, come on through this way. You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She steps back and then she goes, you need to go. She goes, oh, that's right, you're running late.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
That's okay.
Right,
Guys,
I'm bringing
okay.
this, and I'm bringing this dumb. He's going through security, you know. I'm bringing this dumb kid with me because he's, you know, he's a little special and he.
Okay,
really finds the
you can
police
just
stuff.
wait right over here. That's
yeah,
fine.
Yeah, he's coming with me.
Yeah,
All right.
So I go through security, and I'm not sure if people enjoy seeing me naked.
Yeah, they. Can you give me a luck roll? Because you don't have anything on you, right? Okay.
Okay.
Give me a luck roll.
1 hit.
Okay, yeah, they get naked. They do the standard procedure, which is a flashlight in the mouth as they like pick up each of your different bits and look underneath. They go through your hair with the same hands that they did look through your bits with. They look between your toes, and then the guy he slaps you on the butt as he says, "You're all clear, buddy."
Can I do willpower and composure again?
Yeah, you can do willpower and composure again.
Because I'm not sure.
Because you got a birthmark
Okay,
right on
cool.
your.
How much of this
So
did
you're
Todd
okay.
see?
Yeah, sorry, 3 hit.
You see all of this. You're in the room.
I mean, I'm there. I hope that nobody knows that I'm there, but I am. I was there.
You got 9 hits, right? Yeah, you're still good. You're stealthed and I guess by Bobbi as Lies goes through. How are you feeling right now, Bobbi, as Lies is going through in this situation?
Bemused.
Okay. So you meet up just in the lobby, sort of beside the security desk.
Yeah.
The person kind of ignores you after this as you're waiting.
Yeah.
Where do you go from here? You're in this opulent lobby of this police station. Oh, right. Where do you go? Of course. Where you go is Lori Lark comes back forward. Now you said you had a meeting. Are you still gonna engage with the?
Which way are we going? Are we going with the meeting or the tour?
I think with the tour is easier.
Yeah.
For now.
Okay. So
So we just meet up with. Oh, sorry. It was in the bathroom. So we meet back up with the tour.
okay. I need you to give me luck again.
Flower.
Yeah.
One hit.
You're lucky. Because as Laura Lark walks up and says, okay, so let's continue the tour this way, you get this feeling there's a twinge from the person at the desk who kind of like shakes a little bit at the idea of, wait, that doesn't make sense. They're off to see a meeting, right? Then why are they on the tour? But, you know, that moment kind of slips past them in that moment. And Laura Lark starts carrying down one of the corridors and says, so what we like to show everybody after the lobby is to go right upstairs, and she carries you up this marble staircase that wraps around. You can still see the lobby your entire way, up to then a second floor that has a second, even more opulent lobby. If the first lobby was classic New York City municipal building, 18 feet high, this is at least 24 feet high. It has more pillars. It has more gold inlaid on the floor. And she goes, this is the executive lobby. Of course, we have it behind bulletproof glass because we can't go inside, she says as she presses it. Not even I'm allowed to go in there. In fact, this lobby is so exclusive that only the police commissioner and the district attorney and billionaires are actually allowed to go through the executive lobby. If you notice, and she points up at a spiral staircase made out of gold, she says, you have to arrive by VTOL jet. Any helicopters that approach the above helipad will be shot down automatically by AI SAM detectors, which we think is just super nifty. So take a look at the opulence that you'll never have, and then let's walk back down these stairs and go on to the next part of the tour.
Todd goes into the lobby.
Into the executive lobby. It's like bulletproof glass with a shitload of security measures.
Can I get in there?
You can you want to attempt to bypass like the four magnetic
I got
locks.
pissed as soon as she said no one can go in there.
Okay, so there are 4 magnetic locks holding the bulletproof door shut. If you want to try to use either hardware to open it up, followed by software, or security, you can do it.
Can I beep this guy with my eyes? With my...
What, you want to ping him with like a subvocal mic?
I've got robot eyes and ears.
Yeah,
and
you
he
can
has
absolutely ping him. What do you want to say?
links to me.
What do you want to say?
I want to say something like, I'm going in there, and he's got like one chance to respond.
I don't think I can turn off the alarms, and I don't think, and breaking the glass is a bad idea. But if you could on the tour catch somebody logging in and film them, that'd be very useful.
Todd, is this hard for you? Do you need to roll logic plus composure?
Well, yes, I do, and I suppose.
Sorry, willpower plus composure.
Willpower plus composure.
Do you need willpower plus composure because of the super lobby, or is that?
It
just
sounds like I mean,
this is the usual, the proper full capitalistic propaganda treatment. I was fully.
You're ready.
I was ready. I mean, that's the thing. So I sometimes I might be quite able to hold myself back, but in terms of that, no, that's.
No.
But
you watch some documentaries to set yourself up for this one, I guess.
And I am recording, so that in the future I can play back that beautiful speech and show off exactly how decadent the entire affair is.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense.
I got 2 hits on that.
You got 2 hits on the composure? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you can hold yourself back, but maybe you utter a little...
Yeah, I think I really want to go in there.
All
but
right. Well, we'll see what happens if you keep failing.
I asked the advice, so...
So that's when Lori leads you down the stairs and walks you over to another area. She hops in the elevator and says, and now we're going to look at some of the defunct areas of the police station. And you hop into an elevator. The elevator has like golden doors with this beautiful like Art Deco sculpting just on the elevator doors. You walk inside, and there's just like a tarp inside on the walls as it's like part of the entrance. A escaped convict, after being found guilty, bashed their head in against the glass and gave themselves brain damage and broke the glass. So they're being charged with multiple charges of damaging police property.
So how many brave boys in blue were involved in apprehending that vile criminal?
Apprehending the criminal?
In this elevator.
Oh, in this elevator, there were 7.
I see.
Yes, there were 7, and he somehow managed to bash his brains out against against the law. You know, now that I think about it, I think he wasn't convicted. I think he'd just gotten off. But I think the guilt of it was just so much for him at the time. Anyway, the cameras were off at the time, which was really a shame because the police in the room said it was one of the scariest things they'd ever seen, and we thought it'd be a great way to show people about Scared Straight. Anyway,
so you mean these super predators really hulk out?
Yeah, something like that. But they, you know, what I find helps me sympathize is they clearly feel so much guilt about what they do that even if the law doesn't get them, they'll get themselves. The doors open, and she walks you over to an office building. And she goes, so this is behind the glass. You see this basically empty office, analog phones and rotary phones and things like that on there. It says, this is exactly as we kept it ever since 2020, when the Internal Affairs Department was disbanded, seen as a artifice of an older time, of a public institution that was not accountable to any either shareholders, nor were they accountable to public perception and the amount of Snapchat engagement they get or anything like that. We think that now, with the ability of people to voice their opinions online, we don't need an internal affairs department with a bunch of bureaucrats gumming up the system, you know?
So the tick with a complaint line that does well.
I don't know what that means.
Tick with that?
Yeah, you know, we like to think that if something gets enough engagement, there must be some merit and it will require a response. And that's why, just you wait for it, we'll show you the brand new PR department we have down at the other end of the corner, where we handle all sorts of complaints, whether they're 911 calls, all the way up to people who claim, you know, all sorts of crazy things in this city. Anyway, this is the Internal Affairs Department. And then down here, we'll show you emergency dispatch, showing you behind a glass thing an array of like computers, much more modern, saying this was gotten rid of in 2032, back when we realized that automated systems with voice identification and simple numeric codes do much, much better than actually having people, fussy old people on the other end that might judge you for your life choices or anything like that. We still do have over here and here, and she points at red phones, analog dispatch things where people within the police district, people within the police building can pick it up and talk to the AI directly in order to dispatch things. Every police commissioner has one of those. These are here for general officers' use, you know, just in case. But for the most part, it works just fine. And she says, here's a sample in case you've never had to call 911. And she presses a speakerphone, and you hear a ringing, and then a little bit of like lo-fi music plays for a second, and then a thing comes on and it says, hello, you've dialed 911. Please press 1 if you intended to call 911. If you called this number by accident, or if this was a prank call, please hang up now. She presses 1 and it says, are you sure you meant to call 911? If so, press 2. If you'd like to hang up, press 1. She presses 2, and then it says, please use keywords and hashtags to describe the nature of your police emergency. And then she hangs up and she goes, much more efficient, much more cost effective, and people love it. When we look at the reviews online, nobody wants to talk to a fuddy-duddy police officer when you can talk to state-of-the-art artificial automated phone response number systems.
So you mean conversion rate is way up?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And you know what we will say too, which is great, is that crimes are way down. People are reporting less, which means that crimes are occurring less often, which means the city is much safer than it ever was under the public system. And profits are way up too. Let's point that out. And you know, I should have said this at the beginning, but NYPD LLC always shares 5% of all profit gained with the mayor's reelection fund. So that's a public service we give to you. That said, I do need to also say that NYPD LLC invests so heavily in themselves that they rarely ever have any profits. So that money doesn't actually go, usually in most cases, anywhere. But it's because we're reinvesting to keep you safer. We laid off our last dispatch person just last year for that exact purpose.
Oh, fantastic. What a bummer.
Yeah, the little kids over there are picking up the dispatch thing. And she goes, now, you need a police code to use that police dispatch button. Otherwise, you might be calling on all sorts of crazy crimes. And then she goes, and just down here, let's take a tour of the NYPD LLC locker rooms. Maybe it's shower time. And she starts wandering off down that direction.
Can I get that thing the kids were playing?
It's a red, like, normal phone, like kind of like old school,
Oh.
kind of like a Batman and Robin back in the '60s cartoon, like plugged
Yeah.
into the wall where you can verbally announce.
So what's left on the tour right now?
You ask Lori.
No, I had the notes.
Oh,
PR.
you're going to go see the PR room next. Then you're going to go see. Let me see. Then you're going to go and see the Armory Garage and Shooting Range. Then it's lunchtime. Then after that, you're going to take a tour of the executive offices, all behind bulletproof glass. Then you're going to go see the holding cells, and you're jeering at the prisoners' time. And then after that, they're going to take you through the underground area, which because it's Halloween season, has been turned into a haunted house.
Okay.
I brought my own tomatoes for the prisoner visit. You guys did.
So what's your plan?
So we PR first.
PR, lockers, Armory Garage Shooting Range. Then you're gonna have lunch. I might get this slightly out of order.
Yeah.
But then you're going to go down into the shitty holding cells. Oh no, then it's a tour of the executive offices, then a shitty holding cells, and then you go down into the tunnels underneath the building where it's been turned into a haunted house.
I might have a toilet emergency at the PR, around the PR offices.
Okay, so have you handed off the stuff to each other, by the way?
Now that Lori's around the corner, I'm going to hand you this bag. I feel like I'm going to continue on the tour because my absence will certainly be noted.
Sure.
I think perhaps these two can, sneak away. Plus, Bobbi, personally, loving this tour.
Yeah, Todd, can you give me one more stealth check?
Oh, happily. Oh, 14 of it. It's a hot 2.
Hot 2. Okay. So,
Can I use
no,
luck?
you're distracted now. So,
Did I use luck too late? I should have used
you can add luck now, and then you can add to your dice roll by just roll just flat luck with rule of 6, and then every success you add to your luck roll. Add to the hits you got.
flat luck, rule of 6, add to this 2 hits.
So what did you
It's
get?
2 hits.
So you got 2 more hits?
Mhm.
So you're at 4 hits. Cool. Can you erase 1 luck point? You need to do it too, Bobbi.
I just put like an extra.
Okay, that's perfect. So, as Lori's going on about public relations and how it's the new form of internal affairs and like the accountability from the public is so much more important than accountability from some fuddy-duddies inside, giving the same speech, lies.
Yeah. On Bobby.
Yeah,
I think
what you
I need to toilet.
Mommy, I need to do toilet too, says one of the kids. Yeah, I need to do toilet too, says the other kid. And the mom goes, you two little gremlins, you just pee in your pants like a normal person. I'm not missing one bit of this tour. My dream was to become a cop. My father's dream was to become a cop. And all of us was too stupid to do it. So because of that, this is the closest we're going to get. And you two are going to become cops, or else I'm going to fucking beat you to death with your own vomit and piss.
Alright, and I say to him, I'm like, in earshot of Lori, alright, is this number 1 or number 2? Because you number 2 stayed full hours.
I gotta go number 2.
No,
Yeah, Bobby, I gotta go number 1.
Alright, so I'm gonna go on the rest of this tour and I will come back and get you from the bathroom afterwards, alright?
Okay, let's go to the bathroom, says one of the little kids. Yeah, let's go to the bathroom, baby. The mom grabs them both by their Disney ears and pulls them back and says, no, you learn about public relations. That's how you make big money. And you wander off. Gonna get deception plus charm, and I'll let you split your dice roll with this guy as he's about to roll it if you want.
He's also rolling deception plus
Yeah.
charm. How many dice do you have?
Can I do etiquette? And basically, I just beg, because I'm just going to the toilet. I'm just being.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you could do that.
So how many dice do you have?
You could also do etiquette plus presence if you want.
I
Oh, you have
much
7
rather do-
dice? Oh, so you're probably...
Oh, you're fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna. Yeah.
2 hits.
2 hits, okay.
Alright, I got 4.
Okay, yeah, this is fine. This is absolutely fine. So the 2 gremlins are with you. As Lies is wandering away, you hear the distinct tinkling sound of a child peeing themselves.
Yeah.
And then it's shortly after that you smell the poop smell. But let's go back over to here. So Lies, now you're going off to the bathroom. Todd, what are you doing now?
I'm still in stealth, hopefully. And,
Are you staying with Bobby, or are you veering off toward me?
I've been with Bobby this whole time.
So as Lies goes off, you're staying with Bobby.
Yeah, whether or not you realize, unless Lies was signaling to me in any way.
I'm I'm just going to the bathroom.
So you actually go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
And
go to the bathroom.
But I keep an eye out to see if there are any if I can see any sockets.
I mean, hey, if you can get a code for that phone, you could just put the dispatch in like that. The dispatch phone.
So there are outlets dotted about. Yeah. On your way to the bathroom, they're just kind of like.
We're right
there's
by
a few of them. They're just
all I'm
kind of
saying
like.
is we're right by the dispatch area. You know, you can. You're there all alone now.
Yeah.
With your gear.
So
See what you can do.
So you duck into the bathroom for a moment, and then
Do I see any? I don't see anything around the bathroom, right?
any outlets around the bathroom?
Yeah.
I mean, there's like you pass 2 or 3 on your way walking. You know, you were in the PR area, which was on the other side of this very long hall from the internal affairs and dispatch. You know, walk halfway through the hall to get to the bathroom. You pass maybe 2 outlets that are just kind of like just out into open. You know, you pass also like 3 or 4 different cops just like walking through. Some of them wearing uniforms, some of them not. Some of them might be lawyers, and there are a couple of like cameras you notice that are just sort of like at basically in the middle of the hallway, right above where the bathrooms are. One of them is looking down toward internal affairs. One of them is looking down toward.
But there's and again but around the bathroom itself, they don't have charging stations or anything.
Inside the bathroom?
Yeah.
No, there's nothing like that. You know, no place for you to. There's you know a air hair dryer. I mean air hand dryer. There's a couple things like that, but no,
Nothing useful for my immediate purposes.
I mean, not unless these are smart toilets that are hooked up to the AARP net. I mean, the toilets do look like they are a little clever, but are they connected to the Wi-Fi or the AARP net? I mean, you could check by doing a Wi-Fi signal check, but otherwise.
Well, can I switch to the uniform?
Which uniform did you bring?
Because we've got.
Oh, the Thomas Hanks one?
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yes, you go into the toilet stall. You pop on. Wow, this is a heist for me. I forgot about the uniform. Okay, cool. So you pop on the Thomas Hanks uniform. So when Lance wore it, he was very tall, so he had to hunk over. When you wear it, Thomas Hanks is just big, so it fits you kind of like baggy. But you know, you're wearing it. And
it just looks like standard fit, but on like a standard fit uniform, which it's not fitted.
Right. It looks baggy, but it's not crazy.
Yeah.
Could you give me a etiquette roll -2 though, just for the misfit of the uniform, and because this is a lieutenant commander uniform?
Oh no, this is the private uniform.
Oh, you're doing Private Jenkins.
Yeah, because the lieutenant commander uniform is still.
So Private Jenkins is missing 3 buttons.
That is true.
Ah, fudged.
Wait, we didn't bring the.
Well,
bring
because
the
that's
uniform?
because we never went and struck by.
Oh, Lance still has it.
Oh, you do have Private Jenkins. You're right. So you don't have Lieutenant Commander outfit. So you have Private Jenkins. So yeah, the problem with Private Jenkins's thing is it's missing 3 buttons. As far as I know, nobody actually went and fixed it.
Yeah. You got something.
No, I'll let you
back
do.
there that you
If you want to burn a luck point,
I'll burn it.
you want to just like just use a luck,
Yeah.
not roll it. Just use a luck that you remembered to sew it up or bring it to a tailor.
Yeah.
Yeah, just X out one of your luck.
Yeah.
And yeah, you remember to sew the buttons back on.
This one fits him a little better though.
I think you.
This one
noticed.
certainly fits him a lot
Yeah.
better. Yeah. They're misfitting buttons though, so I'm still going to ask you to do an etiquette -2 just for having buttons from.
I've got 2 hits.
You got 2 hits. Okay, beautiful. All right. So that's your social stealth. You're wearing the uniform. What do you do?
Well, I walk out into the hall.
Okay.
And again, I sit down in one of the common areas. I'm waiting for someone, and then basically look at stuff. And that's when I casually I sit so that they can't see me being plugged in.
So you're trying to get to the plug, because to get the fiber optic, you're going to have to use your data tap and like pull the wire out and grab the data tap in order to log in that way. If that's what you're thinking.
So I'm adjusting my crotch
and pulling out the you're undoing the electrical fixture and pulling it out to get access to the.
No, because you said there's some data plugs in the the corridor, right?
Oh, those are no. I'm sorry. Those are data plugs. I thought you were asking for like plugs to plug in computers and things. Like that. Actual data plugs? No, not near, not in the walls. Those are just normal outlets. There were the closest thing to a data plug would be the dispatch phones that were there. That those absolutely have fiber optic cables in them, connected, and you might be able to use a hardware skill to like open up a panel to get access to the guts inside.
Okay, sorry. Then in which case I got misled a bit when you talk about plugs.
Yeah, I'm sorry. When you were talking about plugs, I thought you meant like plug outlet plugs, not like. That's my bad.
Yeah.
So what's the plan now?
What would that phone require?
So.
You could go look at it.
Yeah. Go on and look at it and see if I can. Yeah, see if I can.
Okay, give me perception plus intuition.
Sure, it's.
So the phones, these red phones, they have panels underneath them, and they have, and otherwise the analog phone just goes right into a receiver. There's also a little bit of a, like an AR pad to the right. The AR pad kind of has a static image that says select identification needs. Otherwise, there's a panel that like accesses like the guts of whatever this dispatch AI thing is.
Okay. So we've not seen any of you walk through this dispatch area otherwise, right?
The dispatch area, well, you're in a corridor. It's still the same corridor the PR was in. These are just phones that are outside, which is basically like the preserved remains of the dispatch behind glass. Just like it's like, you know, the museum of dispatch, you know? It's a it's a corridor, and people are walking back and forth through the corridor, like police. And there is one camera that's kind of far away, but pointed at the phone as well.
Okay. Solid.
What are you gonna do? How are you gonna handle it?
I'll basically examine the thing and just jimmy open the access panel.
You're trying to get into the panel.
Yeah.
Okay, give me hardware plus logic.
4 hits.
4 hits. Okay. Yeah, you do it very quickly, and you look like you know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
As you open the panel. Inside the panel is a bunch of fiber optic cables, as well as a series of other wires. From that success, you can see there would be a clear way to bypass the security check on the dispatch. Now, the issue with that, of course, is like once you bypass it, you're gonna have to cut some cables, and it's gonna remain bypassed. There's gonna be evidence that somebody fucked with this to some degree, but if you score high enough, it's not like you're gonna set off an alarm or anything.
Yeah, I do that.
Okay, give me another hardware plus the logic.
2 hits.
Okay, I need you to keep doing it until you give me 6 hits.
Oh, 7 hits.
On the second one, you got 7 hits? Okay, amazing. All right, so I'm going to roll. Can you give me another etiquette plus?
Hits.
Wow.
Yeah.
What you just rolled flat etiquette plus?
Plus composure.
Plus presence.
Plus presence.
You know, in this case, you know what? Either one of those works. I composure. I would have taken composure at this because you're just trying to look like you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Either way, I rolled 3 hits. You rolled 3 hits. You're good. It looks like you know what you're doing. So you have now managed to.
I do have 4 etiquette.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I gotta say, it's more my style.
So you see that the AR display goes clear. It's now just like the AR display sort of goes clear and then folds down and disappears. It was, of course, only visible through augmented reality. The phone is now open for business.
Okay. So, I go in.
So you pick up the phone, put it.
I'll pick up the phone, and
You hear like a tone, a buzzing tone, and then doo doo doo.
Yeah, but I plug myself in as well.
So you're gonna. Oh, so are you gonna pick up the phone? Or you're gonna jack into the system.
I'm both. Again, I don't. I want to seem as if I'm playing with the phone.
Maintaining it. Okay, so you are plugged in, but you're not going hot set. You just have your cyber deck, and you're like using it like it's a panel or something like that. Give me one more. How many successes did you got in that etiquette roll? You got 7 successes?
No, that was a hardware roll.
You got 4 successes?
Yeah.
You know what? Stick with that for now. That's a really good roll, and I like how you're handling this. So you look like you're doing some maintenance on the thing. You hear a doo-doo-doo, and then the line, like, you know, presumably for receiving something. What do you do?
So, so basically, but I'm interacting through. I basically hack into the system.
Okay, so what do? You're on the fiber optic network, which means without going in hot sim, you're connected to this device specifically. So you want to get marks on it?
Yeah, I want to get marks on it.
All right, give me code breaking plus logic plus sleaze.
Yeah.
If you take a -4, you can get 2 marks on it.
Okay.
-10 to get 3.
Yeah, -4. 5 hits.
Okay, 5 hits. All right, great. You got these 2 hits, and as far as you can tell, the system has not detected a illegal intrusion into the system. Now that you're in the system, you've got the phone up. What do you want to do?
So I just say testing dispatch, and again I just speak of it as if testing dispatch, and then just look.
So that's just still part of your etiquette, but you're
Yeah.
not doing anything with that precisely. Okay.
Yeah.
Give me one more etiquette roll then, please. Take a +2 for how well you're handling it.
4 hits.
Okay, great. There are people. You hear some people, some cops walking down behind you, having a conversation about like, oh yeah, Tony busted up his hand punching that guy in the face. It's real fucking shitty. Now he's got to be on leave for like 3 weeks. He's getting paid, and I know that's great. He gets a vacation, he gets paid, but he can't play bass guitar in his band no more, and he doesn't get to be out there beating up criminals. It's a shame. So my wife, she made one of those Jello casseroles, what they make in the Midwest, you know, with the green beans in it. Oh, those Jello casseroles. I fucking hate those casseroles. Fuck you, man. And they just like walk right by you without noticing, and they go into the.
Yeah, I try and get another mark.
You want to get 3 marks on the system.
Yeah, I mean, what have I got access to? Just like within my 2 marks.
2 marks gives you user access, so
Yeah.
you could.
No, but so what does this tunnel in get me towards?
Without going hot sim, nowhere. It just gets you dispatch.
Mm-hmm.
But with 1 hit, you could read and scan and copy whatever dispatches are going through. With 2 hits, and record them or whatever. With 2 hits, you'd be able to edit, submit, send dispatches, and with 3 hits, you would be able to basically shut down the system, scramble the system.
I get 5 hits to get 3 marks.
You want to get 3 marks on the system, okay? Okay.
And at this point, I then.
Can you give me data processing software and logic, please?
6 hits.
6 hits. You have detected the system is now flagging that there is suspicious activity on this console.
Can I do anything to?
You could log out. That's basically it. Otherwise, you just want to do what you got to do what you want to do fast and then log out.
Yeah.
It has not detected you yet.
Mhm.
It's just flagging suspicious activity.
Yeah.
Which means it's going to start taking turns.
Yeah. So all I do is I insert an emergency dispatch call to Wilson L. last night.
Okay. Any other details?
I insert then the name of the lieutenant as the main.
Do you remember the name of the lieutenant?
Yes. I've got it noted down. It's in my thing.
Okay.
It's my data bank.
Okay.
I took down all their personal details. I've got their badge numbers.
So how many people are you saying when?
So I'm saying that basically I say the 2 people in charge and then plus support.
Okay. And going down to the Wilson L.
Because there's been again like report that this trafficking gang has took a couple of tourists out.
Okay.
Needs an emergency response.
Do you want to write up the... Okay. I need you to take a -4 on that test because it requires extremely high... Well, no, you have full up marks. Never mind. Roll it normally. Just this is software logic and data processing.
4 hits.
4 hits. Okay. Yeah, you successfully managed to issue the dispatch. The dispatch kind of has like an auto system that kind of like formats it properly as you're writing in the dispatch. Do you want to write up the follow-up report afterwards as well?
Yes.
Okay. quick. Can you give me firewall, logic, plus code breaking, please? Six. Okay, great. So you wanna write the follow up as well? Okay, give me another software logic plus data processing. 5 hits. Okay, what do you say in this? What do you say in the follow up report?
Operation successful. Two individuals dispatched. 13 casualties.
13 casualties.
13 casualties and 13 other casualties. 13 other casualties.
Do you write any other details about who was dispatched to the casualties or anything like that?
Would they care?
This is up to you.
Yeah. And
You just want to keep it vague.
Yeah, I want to keep it vague. Like they don't want to, for insurance purposes, they don't want to be too precise.
Gotcha.
So 10 other casualties found.
Okay, you all right. And is that it? You're done?
Yep, I'm done.
Okay, can you give me all right, so you want to log out? Let me see. All right. You as you're starting to log out, you find the system kind of hard locking all around you. You get warning signs that the intrusion has been detected directly on your console, and there's an attempt to flag your console. Can you give me a firewall logic and code breaking right now?
Roll luck on that.
You absolutely can roll luck on that.
8 hits.
The system is on super high alert. 10 minutes. Right before you log out, the system managed to plant something into your cyber deck. It snuck right past your firewall and was able to gain a matrix acquisition recognition key on your system. You've pulled out on the system. Can I get a etiquette plus composure now? This time I want you to do it at -4. 2 hits. Okay, what you can tell, everybody around you has not seemed to notice. There's no alarms going on around you. There is one matrix acquisition key on your system, on your deck.
I jacked it.
You've already jacked out.
Yeah.
But you're connected to, there's Wi-Fi networks connected to here as well, and it is connected to put a matrix acquisition key on your system.
Okay. Can I clean that?
Yeah, you can give it a firewall, logic, and software to try to clean it out.
Okay.
Here's the problem: it's on a network, which means it has higher initiative and it's going multiple times. You want to roll luck on this too?
Yeah. I mean, can I hard crash my console?
You just want to like format it.
I'll just hard crash the deck.
You like brick it. Hard crash, like turn it off. The matrix acquisition key might still do something. You want to like format it, or do you want to brick it?
Like,
I mean,
When you say hard crash, what do you mean hard crash?
basically just want to turn it off. Maybe the matrix acquisition key might do something later, but just like put everything on ice, so to speak.
You could try it, but you might also know that it already has some form of tracking with that, like whether it's off or not.
Okay. Rule of 6. I need to get that of it.
But you're just gonna flush it?
Yeah. 8 hits.
Okay. You manage to flush the system. I'm dropping its thing. I need you to now give me. It's gonna have 2 more attempts on you, and as you are wiping that out, I need firewall, code breaking, and logic.
9 hits. I was lucky.
Okay. Yeah. You manage to block as the mark dispatches. It attempts to split itself. Give me 1 more test.
7 hits.
Wait, you got 7 hits on your second hit too?
Yeah.
Wait, let me see that shit. I
Awesome.
don't fucking believe you. Oh my god. Yeah. All right. You managed to block both of the other things, so it managed to have access to you for a mere moment in time. Let me roll 1 check on you. Okay, great. And now the system is aware of some kind of thing, but that's all. What's your plan?
I walk out.
Give me etiquette. Give me willpower plus composure first. I want -4 on that for what just happened.
2 hits.
Okay, and now I want you to give me etiquette plus presence as you walk out, or etiquette plus composure.
Okay. Yeah. It's 1 more dice. 2 hits.
2 hits. All right. Let me roll against that real quick as you make your way out, giving them minuses because most people don't have anything. Well, okay. So, as you are making your way out of the building, you wander back...
No, not out of the building. Back to the toilet.
To the toilet?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, you're not leaving. You're going back to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You wander back to the bathroom.
Yeah.
What do you do in the bathroom?
I switch back.
You switch back, and then what do you do?
I go back to the tour.
You go and try to find the tour again.
Well, I ask. Sorry.
So you step outside of the bathroom, and you now see, like, in the time it took you to change, there are now, like, 3 officers, one of them an engineer, standing and staring over the console, picking up the thing and looking at it. The engineer is, like, shrugging, like he doesn't know what's going on.
And basically, I'm going to basically some. Do I see anybody else like in the corridor? Not these 3 guys. They're obviously busy.
You're gonna wait a second. Yeah. After a couple minutes, somebody starts.
Sorry, I'm with the tour. I have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, I don't know, man. You gotta go down to the security desk. They'll probably know where they are.
Okay. Which way do I need to go? We went through like the.
This staircase over here. You just take that down. You just go down 1 floor, and then you turn right at the end of the corridor. That'll take you there.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
So
no
I'll do
problem.
that.
So I need etiquette plus presence from you, or etiquette plus composure. Etiquette plus composure.
Yeah. 1 hit.
As you're walking by the guys, up, like looking at the things, the engineer's going in and looking at the wires. Some saying, "Yeah, the AI display was deactivated. I don't know. This is definitely somebody fucking did this." The cops kind of look. They turn and look at you. One of them turns to face you a little bit. And then the engineer goes, "Yeah, so we gotta be looking out for anybody suspicious." And the cop leans forward and goes, "All right, I'll go on the lookout. I'm gonna go down to the cell, see if anybody escaped. Some fucking schmuck escaped, or somebody. We'll check who's on court today. Maybe they were trying to fuck around, do something like that." And you managed to walk down and get out in front of the lobby.
Yeah. So I asked for whether the tour's at.
Well, around now, you were in the bathroom so damn long and changing and so finicky that this is around when Bobbi Bobbiano, along with Laura Lark and these 2 kids that reek of piss and shit. Their pants are twice the size that they were before. And the mother's like, "That's right, you always see your duties through all the way. As long as I've been an Amazon Omega warehouse person, I've learned to shit proudly in my pants, because if I take even the slightest break, they reprimand me, and that's incredibly important to both of you. All right, Goobo and Stubo?" And it's like, "Okay, Mom, I understand, but I'm getting a rash." It goes, "Well, you get a rash. You get used to a rash, all right? You get zits on there and you can pop them later. That's your reward." Laura says, "Okay, with that, I guess it's time to go down to the shooting range, if everybody wants to do that." But you meet up with Wise back in the lobby.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Wait, you've been in the bathroom for 2 hours. I tell you, I go to Laura. I tell you, you try to do charity work, but they make it just so damn difficult.
Is that why he's in charity? Because he's got the big bowels?
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I have a cousin
that's
like that.
That's where these 2 kids are heading to, you know.
Oh my god, absolutely. You know, I had a cousin who always was doing that shit,
Yeah.
like having to take
Right,
shits all the
right,
time. We
yeah.
thought that they had a big problem. They were shitting their pants. You know what? They just want to play damn video games on the toilet all day.
I mean, that's probably what this one was doing.
I mean, look at
Anyway,
him. He looks like a nerd.
yeah.
No, I'm a perfectly fine nerd.
As much as I want to go to the shooting range, I think, you know, this guy's Jews back at the nerd store, so we're gonna go.
Yeah,
out
that's
again.
right. I'm canceling the whole tour, actually. Your pants are way too full of shit for the tour. This is a gold-plated floor with a marble, beautiful shit made by way back in the day, back when New Amsterdam had way more money and lives were much cheaper. Well, they're about as cheap as they are now, but you could get away with that. And you're getting poop out of your pants right on the floor. And I don't even want to be near you after you did. You know what? Yeah, you're right. Thank you, Bobbi. Bobbi, that was your name?
Yes, Bobby.
Get the fuck out of my police station.
Fantastic. Thank you, Laurie.
I hope you all learned something about public relations and how it's better than internal affairs,
Hey.
and how at the end of the day we keep you safe.
And I go to shake Laurie's hand, and I have my business card, and I'm like, "Hey, if there's any job openings in PR, you let me know, all right?"
She looks at that and goes, "Is this real? Is you used to work here?"
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Looking for a change of pace, though.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm just a tour guy, but
Yeah.
if you want to set up an appointment with Tony over here, you know Tony, right?
Oh, yeah,
If
absolutely.
you want to set up an appointment
Yeah,
with Tony, I'm sure
I got
you can
Tony's
set that
number.
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Todd is jealous. Can I steal the card away from?
Yeah, give me a finesse plus stealth, please.
Yep. And 4 hits.
Okay, now give me palming plus finesse.
I should have taken it.
Tambourine still is ruining me right now. It's so cute.
Well, we'll see what happens, but
You want to roll luck on that?
yeah, I already rolled 1. If I roll 1 more, I think I'm out.
You'll get 1 back at the beginning of next turn. What do you want to do?
If I have 2, if I get 1 back.
You get 1 back at the end of every turn. At the end of every session.
Alright, how do I roll luck on it?
Well, you just roll your luck score plus, with rule of 6 on. You already rolled the palming plus finesse, right?
Mhm.
How many successes did you get?
2.
So you roll now your luck with rule of 6 on, just your flat luck score
I
with rule
didn't
of 6
even
on.
rule.
Rule of 6 is the little button at the bottom.
I didn't, but with 1, I've got 3. 3 hits.
Wait, how much luck do you have?
2.
Total you have 2?
Yeah.
Okay, so you rolled 2 dice
Yeah.
with rule of 6 on.
Yeah.
You got 1 dice.
Yeah.
So that means you got 3 total?
Yeah.
That's enough for you to like reach over and snag that card over there. You snag it out of the hand as Lori, it smells a little bit like, what's that perfume you wear, Bobby?
Oh, Chanel number 2.
Alright, it smells a bit like Chanel number 2.
A
And
scent of
like
Jersey.
the Aveeno Ultra Lux that Lori had in
I'm
her
just
hand.
jealous. I don't want, you're sucking up to this low-level guy. I don't want that. I'm just gonna make sure that doesn't happen.
And then you make your way out of here.
Yeah, I'm done.
Without
That's
any
all.
other problems
Well
as you
done.
go.
Yeah, no, that's it.
Well, I think that accomplishes that bit of the session. Let's
So, Bobby, I don't think I want to do something like that again anytime soon.
Oh, wait, you don't like playing dress up?
The dress up
So cute.
is fine,
Yeah.
but infiltrating the police headquarters to hack their highly secure system is not something I want to do again anytime soon.
Yeah, but you're a hacker. That's your job. We're all a team here.
There are softer targets, but let me just tell you, we got the job done.
Oh, we did great.
Thank you for getting us in there.
All right, now let's.
And thanks for the call.
What can we just text LA? We gotta go down there. We guess we probably gotta go down there.
I think you got to go back down there.
Yeah.
LA's the kind of person that likes that face to face.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's pretty late now.
Yeah.
I think that's something we can take care of tomorrow.
Pretty quick,
Next time. Not tomorrow. Next week. So you managed to hack into dispatch, getting your cyber deck through because of Bobby Bobbiano's clever magic use as well as them social skills. Todd was there on support, but Todd didn't have to do anything this time. But I guess that's the sign of a run
Luckily,
done
Todd
well.
was not seen nor heard. The
True.
perfect Milford man, and
The perfect child.
you just try and find me. That's my point.
It got a little dicey there at the end, but
Yeah.
you got through, and now what reason could LA possibly have not to pay you? We'll find out next
we'll see
week.
if she has something.
We'll see. We'll find out next week on the Wizardhole Thursday Z-team sessions.
Wizardhole.
8:30 p.m. EST on Thursdays. We do Z-team. We'll be 100% wrapping up this mission and starting up with something new. Hopefully with the whole gang, including Tyler next week. Thank you so much for watching. A-team plays Tuesdays, 8:30 p.m. EST. So if you want to see more Wizardhole in Null York City, check out that stream then. Let's go around one more time with people who played this week. My wonderful players.
Oh, I'm Lily. I played Bobby Bobbiano.
I'm Rosie, and I'm Todd.
I'm Lies, and I used up all my luck tonight.
Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you all soon.